Hey guys, it's JD from This Critical. How are we doing today, tonight, or wherever out in the world? I'm here with my main man, Zero.
What's up, everybody? Zero from Zero's Hobbies here. How you guys doing tonight?
So, I know it's not Friday night, but I won't be able to stream tomorrow night. Zero's like, hey, anybody going to go live stream tonight? I'm like, you know what? I can since I can't go tomorrow. So, you know what? This is a special edition of D&D After Dark.
There you go.
Is it 9 o'clock too? Hey, it's 9:08. We're only 8 minutes late, but sounds fine with me.
You're never late. We're never late. We always.
A wizard's never late.
Yep. Right. I'm gonna turn my camera here.
Man, did you get a new mic or something?
No, I actually learned something yesterday while I was streaming. My computer, my laptop mic was on the whole time, so the mic was picking up all the fan and the background noise. So I had both mics going. So now I figured out how to shut that one off and use the snowball completely. Mm-hmm. So now that's what you're hearing is the snowball.
That is awesome, bud.
Well, you learn, you know what I mean? It's all a learning process, dude. Like this is all new to me, man. Like for real. I haven't been at this very long, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
everything I learned, I've been learning Johnny on the spot, and you know it's scary, but you got to do it, right?
Oh yeah. You know, it looks like my lighting's a lot better too this time.
Yeah, it just looks like where you're at. I don't know, maybe where you're at.
Oh, I moved my lamp.
Oh.
So, but yeah. So what are you working on?
This is I'm still working on the Dice Tower bunker for our Tabletop Dungeoneers Discord challenge. So yesterday I fitted in all the adornments. So I got the door, I've got some melta guns here to block the door. I've got a small balcony here. I'm going to put some weapons here, and then I've got a pinto-mounted storm bolt or heavy bolter up here. I got the tiles in, you know, for the flooring, and then the bracing. Nice. All the metal. This is supposed to be metal bracing on concrete. And I don't know if the camera picks it up very well, but I got bullet holes everywhere and vents and stuff. All this stuff I did with a pen, just drawing it out, you know. So
that is nice. Hopefully,
it'll show up nice once I primer it and paint it up. And I'm actually going to use you got the makings of some Mod Podge. I'm going to try my own hand at Mod Podge for the first time.
What is up, Cujo?
Okay. What up, bud?
Not much, brother.
My main man, Cuj. What's going on, brother?
What's going on?
Still going on this thing, man. Still trying to get her done.
Cujo, have you read up on the Wild Mountain campaign setting?
What's that?
Oh, have you read up on the Wild Mountain campaign setting?
No, I have not.
So basically, what is it? There's a fighter class in there where you can pull out another version of stuff in a different time from a different timeline and have it fight by your side.
That's weird.
That's Matt Mercer for you.
Well, yeah. See, that was another thing. I don't know how excited I was to jump on it, because not that I don't hate the guys, you know what I'm saying? Not at all. I mean, they're doing what they're doing, and they are a credit to the game at one point. But I don't know. I think it's to the point now where we're giving them too much credit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sorry, guys.
No, you're good, brother. Yeah, I don't know. They've done a lot of
I mean, they're doing a lot by getting exposure for the hobby, right? Like, and that's cool. I respect that. But I think we're putting people are putting too much hype on them. You know, they're getting to that point where it's like, okay, guys, they're not gods, man. They're just dudes playing D&D with a lot of money.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Yeah, that guy's got way too much Dwarven Forge.
Cujo. Him and that Dwarven Forge.
You know, I came across a video. I wanted to tell you, Cujo. I just came across a video of this dude who had a whole table set up. Like, it's this permanent table, and he used Dwarven Forge, and it's just a whole giant dungeon. You know, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, it's great if you're running like a one-shot game where all they do is crawl through that dungeon. But I like your setup better. I like it that you can actually change your entire layout every time you run a game. And yeah, you could be like like for 3 games straight, they could be in a ice cavern, but each layout is different. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. at first, when I first got Dwarven Forge, a long time ago. I mean, obviously, it kind of showed it in my my video of Dwarven Forge over the years, like from 1990s and up when they first came out. I forget what year they came out, but
Oh, really?
they just had a basic dungeon. There wasn't any other sets. They came out with that Catacomb set, but I didn't get it. I have it now, obviously, and I fit it into the timeline. But that's pretty much like a dungeon base. Then they came out with there's a couple other ones. There's two that I don't have that I don't even really care to get. There's actually one of them I do like, but they're still kind of dungeonous type base. A dungeon type feel. Right. They're just kind of a different atmosphere. Then they came out with like a tavern type.
Yeah.
But not like what they have now, not the city builder stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is like the same kind of pieces where you have a wall and then you have a floor.
Yeah.
But it has like a wood floor and then it has the stucco walls. So it kind of still went together like a dungeon. And that's their technology they had back then. That's what they were dealing with. And it looked good for the time. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I still skipped that. I still didn't get into that because there was a point where I got out of D&D.
Oh, okay.
And so I was getting away, and then plus I didn't have the money. I mean, I got a couple small sets back then, and I had my baby, and I was playing with my my brothers, my family, and some other extended friends and stuff. And at one point, I just ended up getting away from it, and I collected books more than I played, the 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't buy any more Dwarven Forge at that point, so I skipped a whole lot of sets. Now I've came back, and I've got some of those older sets, but only because it is a good mix. Like getting into that city builder that I missed was crazy. I didn't think I was going to get into it. I bought a little bit, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get a little bit more. And I bought that on the cheapest you can go with Dwarven Forge, getting it unpainted.
Right.
And I said, okay, so city builder, it's unpainted. I'm doing that all myself, staying cheap. And also your paint scheme that you use with even though I'm using their paints, you can use your own paints, right. And so you can keep it all so it blends together and it all looks good. And that's why I explained in one of my videos, if you ever get into Dwarven Forge and you buy some painted stuff, pre-painted, you're going to be tempted to, unless you're a really good color matcher, trying to match the factory style, you don't want it to look different unless you do want it to look different.
Yeah.
Like I've even thought about going back and buying, and I don't want to do this because it's more money, but I almost thought about going back and buying some Dungeon of Doom unpainted and painting it checkerboard floor patterns. Like white and black marble, and then painting the pillars instead of the burgundy reddish color, painting them maybe a marble color or something, and then just enough to build a nice sized room or two, and have a couple cool little themes going. That's where it is kind of cool to get the unpainted stuff, but yeah,
I like that idea too. I've always liked that.
Now I posted on a Dwarven Forge site and on a Facebook and like a Facebook group, and then that one other group that we're on, not just ours but another one, and I'm getting a ton of hits on just the video part, not the whole unboxing. And I put a link to the unboxing and other videos, and I'm getting so many comments like with that, just like I said in my video about that forest set. I need this in my life. How much is that?
That's a nice set.
They're like, how much is that? I need it. How much? Where can I get it? I said, dude, you just gotta wait. It's not out yet.
It's not out yet, and you got it?
No, he's got the Kickstarter.
Well, when you back the Kickstarter, all the Kickstarter backers get it first.
Yep.
Because you already paid for it. So as soon as it comes in, all the backers get them. Once all the backers are complete, and anything they make after that goes right into the store.
Believe
me, then you can buy what you want.
When you do a Kickstarter, don't be fooled. You are waiting. You'll probably wait about a year before you get your product, and that's 2 years before the actual customers get it in the stores. So, it takes a while. Some Kickstarters,
Dragon's milk.
they take forever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the way it is.
See, I'm not gonna lie, I'm always scared about backing a Kickstarter because, I don't have a lot of money myself, so I try to do everything on the cheap.
Are you sure we're live?
Yeah, we're live.
All right.
It says live. Let me check the website.
Nobody's commenting, so.
I know, right? I even posted in the Discord. Hey guys, we're live.
I just liked it.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
But yeah. So I totally forgot about that Bill's entry I had for that.
But what now?
Oh, that roast stat video that Bill posted today.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot I entered that until I watched the video.
Oh,
I'm like,
you're getting a nice book, you fucker.
Hey, I waited a year for that book, man.
Patience is a virtue, right?
Yeah, I sent the info and stuff to him. He's, like I said, he's one reason why I started doing YouTube because, like, you know what? Why not? This guy seems like he's having fun. Ooh, who's that from? Is that from Quinn?
That's Quinian, yeah.
What's that?
That's from Quinian. You're gonna have to wait for the unboxing, though.
Oh, come on!
Yep.
I didn't see it. What was it?
A box.
Oh, a box. Don't even show me the box. I don't care about a box.
But yeah.
You show me the box inside the box, and I'll be.
I know, right?
Well, I'm gonna show you guys. Don't worry. You'll see.
So when I looked out on my doorstep this morning and seen that big box from my Wizard of the Coast, I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, I just seen the big box. I'm like, no, this can't be just that book, my replacement book. I thought they gave me some other stuff, but no, it was just a replacement book. But as you guys saw in the Discord group, it's damaged too.
How many books do you have of that same fucking book now?
2.
Damn.
So they didn't want it back. They didn't want it back.
Nope, they don't want the books back.
Yeah, companies like that usually generally is like, here's a replacement, bro. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you got 2 books now.
Here, I'll give you guys a clue about tomorrow's unboxing.
No way.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I know what it is.
Me too. Oh man.
Yeah, buddy. And look, in the foam board that I've been using for this stuff, it's real cheap. It's dollar store foam board. And I was like, kind of, I don't peel the stuff. But I found out.
Oh, you don't peel it?
No, this is straight up paper. Because here's the thing, man. This paper adheres really well with the Elmer's glue, and it makes it real solid. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
yeah.
It keeps it from bowing as well too. It doesn't bow as much when you keep the paper on. When you take it off, then the foam starts to bow real fast. And since I wasn't doing any patterns on here,
yeah,
the paper was fine. But I realized it just comes right off. It's like real paper.
A lot of people use that for to make their own dungeon tiles too.
Yeah,
they just peel the one side off.
Yeah, look at that. I didn't realize it came off that easy.
Is that the dollar store?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I got this piece. It had to have been. I think this was from Michael's or some cheap place. Look at that. It's nice and smooth.
Yeah. Check your dollar store because theirs comes off real easy.
See, like I said, I've never any scenery projects. I've always kept the paper on because I felt like it just added to the stability of it. You know what I'm saying? Once you peel it, it's soft. The foam will bow once you start putting glue on it. But that's pretty cool. I didn't know that, and I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Came right off.
Yeah, I have to say, Wizards of the Coast. Like I contacted them like at 2, and they got back with me at 4, and they called me. I'm like, wow. Yeah, I called them, left a message like you're supposed to, and they called me right back. They called me like 2 hours later, apologized and says, hey, go ahead, send a picture of the stuff that we need, what we asked you from the first one, and we'll replace your replacement. So I'm
That was
like,
right from Wizards?
yep.
Huh.
So they sent me a reply email to my last email, and I sent the pictures and stuff. But yeah, this is like, I told the lady, I'm like, dude, honestly, out of all the customer service I have dealt with, you guys are the best.
Well,
She's like, well, thank you, but if you're spending this much on our books, we want to make it right with you guys too. I'm like,
Well, I mean, so you're going to call him again on this new one?
that's for my old school buddies. You guys you don't know nothing about that, but you
Nope.
You will.
No, the new one that I'm going to be getting, depending on how it is, they're going to check the stock to see if all the books are like that.
Okay, so you did call him again already on this new book.
Yep.
Okay.
On the one I just got, I called them.
That's what I was saying earlier. Was like, I mean, that batch of books just might be that bad. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
no matter which one they send you, you're gonna have the same damn problem. And it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? It just might be that run of books. You know?
Yeah. Well, I remember hearing when 5th edition came out, the Player's Handbook was going through the same thing. The first edition copies of the Player's Handbook.
Yeah.
But back then, you had to send them the book too.
Yes.
But now you don't. Because all they do is just going to burn them.
When 3.5 first came out, or 3.0 first came out, it came with a CD. You know, it came with a CD in the back for like character sheets. Like you had character creation sheets in there, and it was like it also added a little thing to your computer that you could add like a digital character sheet. And like some books didn't come with them. So they were, you know, people were sending in emails and stuff like that. And they were the same thing. It was like, okay, send us the book back and we'll send you a new one. It was like, damn, can you just send me the CD? You know what I mean?
I know, right?
That was back in the day. You know what I mean? That was back beginning of it all, you know? That's really when they started focusing on like web support and digital stuff and things like that. Cause they didn't do that. I mean, for the longest time, that just wasn't a reality for them, you know?
I've got a good,
what I 3D printer for hate. Sorry.
You got what?
I've got a good topic.
What's up? What's the topic? What is that?
Okay. Well, this is for his printer. So basically, he sticks this on. His bed goes on one of these, and it drains the leftover resin back into the bed.
Oh. What's your topic, Cooj?
Yep.
Oh, well, I mean, you don't. Well, I mean, I guess would you say you play 5th right now? I mean.
I don't.
0? I mean, I know that Crit does.
I have not.
So yeah, so you're kind of not in the same boat as what I'm in this conversation that I'd be.
We need to run a game.
Bringing up.
Well, damn, Jackie.
You got the book,
I mean,
so
because
don't you?
the conversation would be like, since we have, or some of us, well, not all of us, but I mean, have so much invested in 5th edition.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to come out with the 6th edition, like 6 months from now, I don't think they will, but let's say even 6 months to a year, it's very feasible, a year. Would you switch?
No.
For me, I have so much invested right now in 5th and digital, between books and digital.
Mm-hmm.
My terrain don't care, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
terrain stays the same no matter what.
Yeah,
Same with your monsters, really.
Yeah, minis and terrain, and it don't matter, but I've got so much cool digital and I love it. I'd rather they, if they can at least, if they say, hey, here's 6th edition books, or if they want to do a 5.5, I hate, you know, because we only want to tweak it.
Yeah.
And they can adjust it on their D&D Beyond and say, hey, here's the 5.5 rendition. I'd be like, hey, I'm all game for that. If it's better and I like it.
Yeah.
But
I'm not going to rebuy all the books. And
yeah, see, here's like for me, and I'll be honest, like it doesn't matter what system it is. When did D&D 5th come out?
2014. It's been out for going on 6 years.
2014. It is now okay, I'm going to say in fairness, 2019 is when I invested in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. So it took me that long to like let go of 3.5 because I have so much stuff for 3.5. I have every Forgotten Realms book for 3.5. I had 2 sets of the Player's Handbooks. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
So what?
Oh, I I had everything for 3.5 almost. I mean, I was buying all kinds of stuff and I never using it. I just loved to shelve it. I looked through it, put it away, and I think I sold all of it to my brother or something.
And yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like and I had 3.0 stuff. I had a ton of 3.0
Yeah.
stuff. All the character books and stuff. Like,
did you have the Dragonomicon?
I have, yes, and that's I'll never give that book up because it's
I
relevant.
wish I didn't.
Oh my god, it's such a good. No matter what system you're running, is relevant because there's more information in there than stats. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
and it changed the way I even see dragons. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, I got to keep this book. You know, so it's such a good book. I'm like, yeah, it's relevant no matter what generation you're using. Unless they completely change dragons, which pretty much define dragons. So to me, it's like, why would you change it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, it took me this long to get into 5th. So if they did a 6, I'd probably just hold out, look at reviews, watch people play. You know what I'm saying? Just like I did with this one.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of dragons, did you guys see that they released a stat block for the Sapphire Dragon?
Yes, and I bought it.
Did you buy the dice?
No. Are you freaking kidding me? Think I'm rich?
Yeah.
As much as you spend on Jordan for? Yeah.
Hey, let's make this clear. I am not rich. Okay? Live on stream, not rich.
Hashtag not the rich life.
No, okay.
I mean, I just did my taxes. I know I'm not rich.
I know how that is. But no, like, okay, so that set of dice, $300 for that set of dice.
Hey, I commented on that dice as soon as it came out, and they put a video out, and I was like one of the almost not the first person to comment, but I was the first negative comment that said, "This is a ridiculous purchase. You can spend so much. You can spend this $250 or whatever, how many dollars it is on something else.
Yeah,
it's more D&D related." And I got a whole bunch of hits on it, going, "Amen," and thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
It's the stupidest set of dice.
I'll spend $50 on a knife and rob the person who just bought those dice.
Yeah. Well, like Closet did a video on them, and he said the same thing. I'm like, it's kind of hard to, and I made a comment. I'm like, yeah, that's ridiculous. Is that Sapphire guaranteed for life? Like, if it falls out, do you have to sit? Are they going to replace it?
Yeah.
And the dice.
I wasn't really rude. I was going to say I don't even like them. I mean, I didn't say that, but that was like I don't like the sapphire in it. I mean, the dice
itself. I don't like how the dice looks.
Huh?
I don't like how they look at all.
Yeah, I don't like them.
They actually have sapphires in them.
There's a sapphire in the 20.
In the 20 only?
Yep.
Man, fuck that.
So you don't even see the 20. It's just a sapphire.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And the like I said, the dice are okay. There's what are they made out of? Are they not aluminum?
No, they're made out of like a steel, like a metal.
I thought they were something different.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, look it up while you're on here. But I think they were something like aluminum. And to be honest with you, they don't look anything better than a regular metal dice. They look nice. There's a lot of them out there. You can get them for $25 to $45, depending.
Okay.
I think I've got a couple in my cart for $30.
You know what? I'm going to do a screen share here. Let's see.
Metal dice. I don't have.
I like them.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Right. Yep. Right here. Share screen with at least 2 monitors. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's go with this one. Okay, so if you guys can see it right here,
Hold up.
it's let's see. Wow, on eBay they're going for $575 on eBay.
Mm-mm. Hell no.
That is ridiculous.
It's a rich person's toy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's seriously a Dwarven Forge. It'll hold its value. I mean, those dice might to other rich people, but that's just a
20-sided will, because a sapphire will always hold value, but it's only going to hold value to someone who wants a sapphire in a fucking D20.
That's right. I mean, it's a rich person's.
Yeah, that's a splurge.
Anodized luxury aluminum dice. They're aluminum dice.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, that's because aluminum probably, if you're gonna ever roll that shit, it would probably bounce better than like steel or You know what I'm saying? Like steel will eventually rust and oxidize, and aluminum, you just gotta keep them
I have
clean.
a set of brass dice, right?
Brass balls.
Yeah, I got some big brass balls if you ask me.
Oh, here we go.
Oh shit!
No, but okay. So my brass dice I have I bought at my Comic-Con.
Hashtag not for kids.
Yeah, hashtag not for kids. Maybe I can edit that part out after the stream.
Yeah.
Just put it in the title. Use the title. Hashtag not safe for kids.
But he wants it for kids though.
No.
No, but so like they're a little dirty and stuff, you know, from handling them stuff from the oil, and they got it darker.
You got dirty balls.
No.
Oh, I thought we're talking about your brass. Okay. Never
Yeah,
mind.
we're talking about my brass dice. You want to see my brass dice?
No.
You say low?
I said no, thank you.
Yeah, don't whip anything out.
How about this? A wrench.
Oh, she threw a wrench into it.
I literally threw a wrench into it. But no, I think the most I've ever spent on dice was on that set. And it was just a set of 7, $40. And that's when I first got into D&D. I'm like, I want a metal set of dice. I don't care what kind. And I wanted something that looked old and antique. So that's why I bought those.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've got a couple different sets of metal.
Uh-huh.
But I'm actually eyeballing another set. It's a complete set, so you got your 4 D6s and 2 sets of 20s, and they're $30. Made by Forge, I think Forge Dice or something.
Dude,
$30, and
I
they're
did a review on them. A non-sponsored review. I bought a set of dice when is it the Battle Steel Blue?
they got all kinds of colors. Yeah, I don't. I was going with their. I think I've got their chromes and I've got some golds, but I'm looking at these black ones that are got gold inserts. But
these are my Forge dice.
I bought these. These are my.
he's got us on mini cam. I can't see them.
Oh, hang on. Let me stop sharing. There we go. Better?
This is my
Oh yeah.
glow in the dark Cthulhu 6-sided.
Oh, that's nice.
I keep it to make decisions, you know, right by the computer. But I had a whole set of polyhedrons with this on there, and I was like, this was like $16, and I was like, that's a lot for a set of dice. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm stingy when it comes to dice because I'm like, no, I'm gonna lose those. You're gonna get messed up, or someone's gonna.
Well, you're stingy with your dice trays too.
Who, me or him?
How many you need?
One for each player.
This motherfucker.
So,
You only need 1 dice roller tray and 1 fucking set of dice.
Hey, man.
what if I was advantage? We roll the same damn dice. Okay.
The only time like when I run D&D, each player, they have to have their own dice, and I swear to God, it's like it's a thing, an unwritten thing. It doesn't matter what group I go to, whether they know each other or not, they all have this fucking what is it called? Like a superstition about if you touch their dice, they're gonna get bad rolls or some shit. You know what I mean?
Please.
It's like, come on, dude. Like
In wargaming?
in anything, wargaming, mostly in Dungeons and Dragons, but definitely, yeah. It's no matter what medium you're playing. It's like, don't touch my dice. You're gonna mess up.
I wonder if it's that or if they don't want people stealing their dice.
It's
I don't want you losing my dice.
It's a little bit of both, I'm sure, but I swear, people are paranoid. It's like, oh, ever since you rolled my dice, I get crappy rolls now. I'm like, nah, you just suck, bro.
Yeah, no joke, right?
You just don't go to Vegas, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're terrible.
Here's the set. Here's the full set, Cujo, that I bought.
Okay, yeah, that's a full set.
So guess how much I paid for it?
$5.
Is that plastic?
Nope, these are the metal. The Battle Steel Blue.
That's not the $40 ones, right?
Oh no, those are the $40 ones, but I didn't pay $40.
Oh, free?
No, I paid. Let's see.
Well, I didn't know if you got those that were sponsored.
Nope, it wasn't a sponsor video. I got them when they was half off.
Oh shit!
Because they do this Dice of the Month club, not club, but Dice of the Month promotion. I'm like, I can't because I've seen these. I'm like, I really like these, but I'm gonna wait. And as soon as they went 50% off, I'm like, I'm getting them. So I paid like $17 for this set.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Then here's my first set of metal dice.
What the fuck you need metal dice for, bro?
Why not have them?
I like them.
I like the weight. Like these are
I do too.
I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna have a bunch of magnets in my fucking lap.
once you have a set, it's like, oh my gosh, I want metal dice for everything. But you have to have a tray. You can't be rolling it on your kitchen table.
Nope.
You're gonna tear it up.
Hey Cujo, you got one of these?
No. You
Why
happy?
not?
You happy?
Yeah,
I've got something Cujo don't have.
I got something Cujo don't have.
I don't have my magic hat.
You guys rock the bullet dice though.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Cujo and Zero.
Yeah, I don't have the bullets. I do have wizard dice though.
I don't have wizard dice.
What's that?
They're all like polyhedrals. They're all like, they almost look like they're all Jewish spin tops.
I fucking hate those dice.
I know they suck real bad.
Give it to somebody you don't like at your table.
No,
Here, you can use these.
I swear to God, those are a dungeon master's fucking bane, dude. Like my players, I had a couple players come. I got some new dice. This motherfucker would roll like he was in Vegas, and that dice would just disappear. It would literally roll off the fucking table and disappear. And I'm like, dude, you're pissing me off.
Yeah, they're not good. Everybody that says, cool, I'm going to try these, they end up like putting them down and saying, no, I don't want these.
Yep.
Don't take too long. They can't, it's hard to read. You're grabbing the wrong one.
Yep.
Because they all look kind of similar.
They all look the same. They just have different cuts. And yeah,
you start looking at how many sides does this have on it?
Yep.
You know, it takes so much more time. I had a wizard that was in one of my groups, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try these." I'm like, "Okay." I already knew. I'm like, it won't last long.
Oh, great! My daughter's mad.
Good luck, fucker.
Now she's crying because I won't let her be on the live stream.
Well, you're supposed to be watching Critical Role.
No, I watch it on Mondays.
Yeah, I caught up on Monday as well. I was working last week.
I don't watch.
Which I have to work tomorrow morning, so really I would have just not watched it today anyway, because I got to go to bed at some point.
Yeah.
Rated.
I've been trying to get caught up in my World of Warcraft stuff.
What? You still play that?
Yeah, I've been playing for the past 8-9 years.
I should tell you something. I don't know. I never got into it. I tried it. Just I couldn't get into it.
Hey, Cujo, you got one of these?
No.
Yes.
You know what else Cujo doesn't have? A wife. You wanna throw that in his face too?
Yeah.
No. Why did you think he has so much money to spend on the Dory Forge? Because he doesn't have a wife.
Well, he's still got kids though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his passion. You give him a lot of shit, but look.
Hey.
Hey, I'm jealous of the guy. I'm like, golly.
You imagine if he smoked crack, then we wouldn't even be talking.
He would have no teeth.
His camera would just be him running back and forth.
Catch me if you can. Catch me if you can.
Yeah.
I'm the actual crackhead, man. No, but back on the dice part, Forge Dice, I got to hit them up, see if I can go out to their area, because they're based out of Independence, Missouri. Mm-hmm. And they're like an hour away from my house. And I was before I even started the channel, I was talking to them and stuff, and they're like, yeah, maybe you guys can, you and some of your friends could come out, we'll play a game, give you guys some nice swag and stuff too.
I would like to go see, cool. I would like to go see the Reaper factory, even though it's like a little garage. I'd like to go see it and see how. I saw behind the scenes of how they kind of do the molds for the bones and stuff, and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. How they pour that plasticky resin stuff in. It's pretty cool. I was like, I'd like to see that because they're small. You know what I'm saying? They're like a small startup company, and they've done pretty good for themselves. Over the years.
How long have they been around?
I don't know, man. For a
Shoot, Reaper?
Yeah.
I mean, how long have they been doing like bones material, or how long they've been?
Just in general, they've been around a really long time. Like they were their go-to miniature company for fucking Dungeons and Dragons. You know what I'm saying? Like before Wizards of the Coast got smart and was like, "Oh, let's make our own figures," you know, instead of having everybody else do them. You know,
Man, I can remember those days.
well,
Dude, how about their Wizards Dungeon tile set now
who's
that they're going to have? WizKids.
yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
that's what I
Dragon
was going to talk about with you, because you're a 3D printer
Mhm.
guy, and no, and this is honestly good for you, because if you can make tiles once that set comes out, I don't know if it's going to be worth your while to get like one set so you can kind of take a look at it, see how it goes together, see if you like it, versus the price point, but also then making terrain, because it's still going to be on a more of a plastic side. It's not going to be Dwarven Forge.
Yeah.
And maybe making some of your terrain to
And
work
sit
with
on
that, and then when they have future sets and little things, it's like, well, maybe you don't want to print all that off. Maybe you want to get a couple of their pieces that all work together.
Those tree bases,
and it should be more affordable too.
Those tree bases would be awesome to do prints of. You know what I mean? Because that's something, like you said in your video, that's something that can be quintessentially used in any type of war game.
Yeah.
Tree is everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Well,
so
let me see here. Like here it is you can pre-order it. The Warlock Tiles starter set. You can pre-order. It comes out, and what's nice about it? Let's see what all it comes with.
Well, there's a couple sets.
Yeah, there's the starter set, and there's the $100 set.
Did you guys have telling you should have no school tomorrow?
Uh-huh. So we all get to sleep in.
Uh-huh.
Woohoo! I get to sleep in. Yes.
Dude, I did that today and yesterday and the day before.
I love you, honey. Love you. The wifey. Yeah, you always get to sleep in. Okay, so
You changed that subject quick. Let's talk about sleep. Let's talk about sleeping in and how much I can get to do it.
so it comes out in May of 2020. You know what? Let's do another screen share. Oh, where is it? Right here. Okay, share.
2020.
So it comes out in 2020. You get 13 2x2 dual side tiles, 8 2-inch straight stone walls, 8 2-inch straight stone interior walls, 8 corner pillars, 4 inside cornerstone walls, 4 outside cornerstone walls, 2 1-inch exterior wall doors, 16 stone edge caps, 45 Warlock clips, Dragon Lock adapter clips, and Open Lock adapter clips. You get 16 of each. That's for $50. So that's like what a tavern, basically.
Yeah, that's what's cool with that though, is it's double sided. So like the tiles that you're printing, are just a single sided. So you're going to be able to get a chance to look at those and play around with that, and see if you can find something that you can build that you can start printing that goes along with those. It'll make it even more versatile, and and it's still relatively inexpensive. $50 for a huge. I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe you can do a video on it.
I don't know. I'm thinking about saving up the money and buying the starter set and doing a review on it.
Why not?
Yeah, that'll. I don't know. The advanced starter set looks good too.
Do it. So
everybody's going to be interested in it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to like, hey, should I get that?
Yo,
do it so I don't have to.
Yeah,
okay. I'll start saving money.
Do it because I'm not going to.
Yeah. Let's compare this to Dwarven Forge.
No.
Dwarven Forge sets the
bar.
Yeah, Dwarven Forge sets the bars. But this, I don't know. For as cheap as this is,
there's a special on Netflix for that, right?
What's that?
It's called Dwarvenaut. If you look at it, it's about the guy who created Dwarven Forge and how.
Yeah.
I read something.
Yeah, it's a pretty good documentary.
Stephen Picorni.
Yep.
Yeah, and how he's like.
Yeah, me and him chat on Facebook.
He's made
millions.
He's pretty awesome.
He responds to you when you talk on Facebook on his page. Yeah, he'll directly talk with you.
Nice. So the Warlock Tiles Advanced Starter Set comes with 23 2x2s, 4 4x4s. Wow. 2 2x.
If you get the starter set, like the base set, you
That's
can
what.
you can go from there.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to save up for the $100 one. Because I have right now, I have $40 in Amazon gift cards.
Don't get crazy now.
What's that?
I said, don't get crazy now.
Yeah, don't get crazy.
Don't get walleye, okay? Get walleye and be like, I want to buy it all.
You know what? I'm gonna save up and I'm gonna get the
Slippery
$100
slope.
one.
Well, they do have like accessory packs too. Did you see that?
No.
Where are you looking at? Amazon?
No, but I'm gonna look on Amazon.
Because I was looking at what is it called? Let me see. I'll look it up. Because if I tell you this, you're gonna know my secrets.
Uh-oh.
We already know your secret.
But we're not live, so
It's homie.
ain't gonna
Yeah,
hurt.
we are.
Nobody's watching.
Nobody's
well.
watching.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. I guess some people watch the.
Well, Zero's Hobbies.
Oh, I'm on it right now. Matter of fact.
Zero's Hobbies. You say hello.
GTS distribution.
Okay. You go straight through the distributor?
I can't buy from them, but I can see what's coming out way ahead of time.
You know, if you want to buy from them, it's not hard. I can tell you how to do it. Really,
You buy from them?
you can. I don't have the money to, but you can. It'll cost you $3,000 initially. Okay.
You think I've got the money too?
No, listen, hand to God.
Hear me out. I'm gonna start an LLC, Zero's Hobbies.
There you go. Listen,
And then
what you do is you're buying basically a what is it called? You're buying a number. Okay, you pay for that. You pay that $3,000. It's a license. It's a small business license. You get that number, and now you're considered a retailer. So you can buy everything from straight through distributors at their cost.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. It's easy, but you just got to have that $3,000 to throw down for the license. You can call it whatever you want. You know what I mean? You can. It's your LLC, whatever. Yeah, a buddy of mine did that just so he could get discounts on minis.
That's crazy.
You know, but it's legal.
Okay, so I'm looking at some of the stuff on here.
There we go.
For the $100 to get the Dungeon Tiles 1.
And you gotta turn that off.
Yeah, that's one of my players.
Stop bothering you, or to go on the live chat so he can talk to you via live chat. That would be the polite thing to do.
Watch this. I'm gonna be like,
Tell him, bro, I'm live. What's wrong with you?
Bye.
Just saying.
Yeah. Rude ass. I don't even know him. He's gonna be like, I hate Zero. Talk to me.
Actually, he used to be my boss.
Oh, well, not anymore. See, so he's used to you responding like that. That's the thing, right?
The funny thing is, I called him an a-hole to his face one day.
And now he's blowing you up because he's listening to the live stream.
Yeah, so he's gonna be a dickbag and blow you up while you're live. He knows what's going on. He's doing it on purpose. He's a bag of dicks right now.
Let's see. But let's see here. $99 to get that. What's this? The Village and Town. Town and Village for $79.
See?
He's getting walleye. Stop before you go too far, my dude.
Wait, that looks like
Good,
the
doesn't it?
set. The starter set. Oh, the only difference is you get dungeon walls with this.
You don't.
And the Dungeon and Town sets you don't. You get
He's all in now.
Yep, he's in. That's it. You done lost them now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have more dungeons than Cujo has.
Yeah, I'm gonna have more dungeons than Cujos. Yeah, man.
Good luck.
Yeah, right. So
I
it's a
got-
video on D&D on the cheap.
I've got more on the way. I mean,
Cujo.
well, I've got another Kickstarter that I backed that I'm waiting for.
Cujo's like, oh, you're just getting started in dungeons? That's cute.
Take that a meme. Oh,
Hey,
hey.
have you haven't seen well, maybe you've seen the pictures of it, but that lava Kickstarter that's coming out.
Yeah, dude, I've seen it.
They've got, I think they're 8x8 LED panels.
Yeah.
And you have to link them together, and you make basically a tabletop of LED lights.
Yep.
Like it's like a big, like your whole table is just a light, and then you set these tiles on it, and everything just glows up through it.
That is so cool, dude.
It's so cool, man.
If you go to their website or their YouTube channel, they featured a little bit of it. I was like, man,
Oh yeah.
these guys are going ballistic. Once they were able to do that clear plastic, that was
Yep.
it. Like, yep, let's put fucking lights and everything.
Yes, I mean they're going to the wildlands next, so I'm hoping that they're going to connect to this forest and be able to get some hilly terrain and some stuff that'll go out. It's going to be outside if it's called
Yeah.
wildlands.
Okay, that's
So
kind of cool.
I'm excited. I'm just wanting them to wait a little bit. I gotta still pay off some of this stuff. I'm still making payments.
He's taking out loans so he can
Man,
get
bro.
the stuff.
Well, no, I'm just charging it.
Pay it, charge it, pay it, charge it, pay it.
I know. Well, it was a big. Well, you don't know this. You're not on the inside with the whole Dwarven Forge team. But all the guys that are on Kickstarters we and I mean me too are complaining to them like because they followed up that hell Kickstarter too fast. Literally, it was like 2 months.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And all of us that backed the Caverns Deep, and if they went heavy, if they went balls deep in it, like I did, they spent a lot of money. And if you charged it or whatever, you had to cash, however you did it. And then 2 months later, they say, hey, check out this cool lava stuff. And you're like, I need that too. I don't know how am I supposed to come up with that money now? I haven't got a chance to even pay this off. And so the backers spoke up and they said, hey, we hear you. And the next one, it's going to be a while. Don't worry. We're not going to slam you with another one anytime soon.
Well, that's great.
We know you guys need to take some time to get some money up. I'm like, yes, that's our only complaint is don't keep putting these out because we got an addiction problem.
Yeah, it's not drugs neither, kids.
I'm coming for you.
Well, the other problem is it's not only that. It's the fact that some of these guys, like myself, are going to go, I don't have the money this time. And you're not going to get as big a back. You're not going to get the amount is not going to be as high.
Right.
Because a lot of guys, the rich guys that have money to just sling, yeah, they're going to have it. But the non-rich guys like me, hint, hint, are not going to have the money, and they're going to be sad.
Ladies, don't let him fool you, okay?
Yeah.
But okay, so how did you get into touring?
Who?
Who, me?
No, the other. What? Okay, I'm lost. No, what's up, Zero?
Okay. So, Heroes Quest. We all played that? Yes? No?
Yeah.
I know
No.
Zero did.
User.
Heroes Quest was like a Milton Bradley game
Yeah.
that you set the board out. It was a game board, like you just fold it out, just like any other like Monopoly.
Mhm.
And then it came with, I still have some of the pieces where you have doors and you've got bookshelves and cabinets and torture chambers, and you had little tiny terrain and it's very, very simple little standees.
Yep.
And then, so that's where it started when I started playing and then getting everybody involved in the family because it's easy to play and quick and fun. And then I got into Warhammer Quest, and that started putting out the tiles like a hallway, and then you clipped a door on a plastic door, like you 3D printed a door, and it would clip onto this cardboard floor, and you didn't know what kind of floor you were going to get into. You didn't know what was beyond that door because you didn't clip it in yet. So it could be a room, it could be another hallway, it could be a T section, and it kept expanding over time. And there was very little furniture in that one, not too much. So I
Yeah.
used a lot of Hero Quest stuff.
Yeah, it was all
But-
minis and doors. That was the
Yep.
product.
And then after that, I think it was like phasing out of using those kind of tiles, and that's when I started getting in. I bought like a first set of Dwarven Forge, and then I just started using that. And but like I said, I didn't go totally crazy. I just bought a couple sets for few $100, a few $100 for maybe one set, another few $100 for another set, and then that was about it. Yeah, I bought the cavern set, the basic cavern. I couldn't make the caverns that I can make right now. I couldn't make it back then. I can make a standard big cavern, and everything would be similar. And now I can make something super unique and crazy and multi-leveled, and all the water and negative space and all this kind of crazy stuff. It was not like that back then. So even when I ran Fandelver not too long ago, this before I got Caverns Deep in, I was still pretty much dealing with a lot of my old pieces that I have. I was still trying to get crazy and stacking. I was stacking my train real high and trying to, make the best I could with what I had. And it worked out pretty good, I think, But if I could do it now and go back, it would be epic. Right now, it'd be totally different.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're talking to a guy like myself that's been involved in this and hobbying and collecting for a long time. So I still have a lot of old stuff to fall back on. I have a lot more income now. So now,
Well, you have more disposable income.
I have a lot more disposable income, and I'm also making a lot more money than I ever have.
Okay.
I'm not fortunate like, there's some kids at my work, they're 20, 22, and they just started at where I work, and they're going to be making, a ton of money. Within a few years, there would be, with overtime, they're making almost $100,000 a year, and it's like, you are so friggin' lucky to be that young.
To make that.
It took me years. I was at like 17 something an hour for 12 years at one job, back in Michigan. And I came down here and got about 20 an hour on a dollar job. I got up to a 24, 25 somewhere, and here I'm in my 30, 38 range. And by the time I hit, got into this place where I'm at now, I'm up to like $31 an hour, and I've got overtime and bonuses, and
Wow.
and on top of that, my kids are grown, and so I'm in a whole different situation. But there's a lot of fortunate kids out there that just stumble right into a great job, and I was not one of them.
Yeah, and I know the feeling. Same here.
Never give up on getting a better job, though.
Yeah.
You may have to change career paths.
You should always be
Keep your eyes open.
Well, like I had the field I'm in, I love. I love it. I had a job interview at another place, kind of in the field, but it was more like therapeutic or whatever. And I didn't get it, but somebody from my job got the position with this company. I'm like, oh, and a friend of mine that I work with, he goes, well, it just, it wasn't time. Just keep your head up high. Just keep on doing what you're doing.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm like,
if you want, it's real hard, this topic, you want to tell someone to enjoy what you do.
Yep.
But you need to keep a focus on bettering yourself too, if you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to try to make the most money you can in the thing that you do, that you like and you enjoy. And that's the ultimate goal. But a lot of people, I'd probably say a high percentage of people don't do what they like. They go to work because of the money.
Yeah.
And
well, they become complacent, and it becomes commonplace, and it's like an autopilot. They just go into autopilot mode, and every day up at 5, home by 4, sit 5. You know what I mean? They punch it. It's the same thing every day. Yeah.
I know. It's just I love what I do. Every day that I work is a challenge, and it's nice. I kind of wish the pay was a little bit better, but it is what it is. I get by. I can support my family and stuff.
Your day will come.
Yep.
Just keep at it, man.
So yeah. So what do you guys? Okay, so best starter set
4.
so far for D&D. Which one do you think is the best one?
I mean, there's only 2, right?
No. Well, if you add them all together, it's 4. You got Fandolin.
Oh yeah,
You got the Stranger Things.
Oh,
that's terrible.
Yeah, that's basically Stranger Things is like basically a one shot.
Well, I mean, it's designed to get you started. I mean, that's what it's designed to do. It does, you know,
Yep.
and it caters to that market. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, tweens, just getting started. You know that it does what it's supposed to do. I mean, the shit sold like crazy when it came out. So,
Oh yeah.
you can't say it's too bad considering the
No, but out of all of them, that's
Probably
the least likely one I would recommend.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Essential Kit, that's probably the number one I would have to recommend because all the stuff that comes with it.
Well, me and Zero just had this discussion,
Yeah, I would say.
and I agree with that statement. And I would almost say, if I knew a DM was experienced and he's played before, but he's still gonna, jump into it, or maybe he's jumping up into a new edition, then yeah, that Essentials kit's gonna be, well, if he's already got a DM screen, it's got dice, I don't know. What else does it have in it besides the DM screen that is awesome?
It's got hold up, I'll tell you.
I mean, I know it's got the dice, but the other one's got dice.
I'll tell you right now.
I know it's got a DM screen. The other one
Yeah, it
doesn't.
has a DM screen and stuff. I think my player's watching it. Hey Trey, if you're watching the stream, say hi.
So you got the full set of dice. You've got a full with extra dices and stuff, which I like. I like that, and I like the clear dice because they roll better. You've got the adventure book, which is actually pretty thick. You know, and the Ice Peak with the white dragon. So that's good. You've got this thing. I want to say this is to either hold cards or to roll. Dice.
Yeah, you fold that open.
Yeah.
You know what? You want me to go get mine to show you how it is?
No.
Yeah, that's to hold your cards.
Okay. And
yeah, that's hold your cards.
You get
all your
ton of cards.
Yeah.
Spell cards. You get ability cards. You get initiative cards, which is cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't need it. None of this stuff is necessary, but it actually makes the game go by.
It helps out.
Yeah, it helps the GM.
But I'm gonna tell you what. Like if I had to buy somebody the 3 core rule books and 1 kit, I think I'm gonna go with the Fandelver kit. Because the adventure is the best.
Yeah,
it's one of the best made out of everything right now.
It's the
not even just starter kits.
Yeah, it's the played adventure too.
I like the sidekicks that they give you in the Essentials kit. I think that's
your campaign map or just a background. Oh, and then that's the background.
You get your Dungeon Master screen, and then you get your blank character sheets. So this is actually here's the deal, right? Like these things are like $15.
Yeah,
son.
You could get both of
them for $30, which initially they were both $20 a piece. You could get them both for $30, and that's the perfect starter set. If you have both these sets, that's the perfect starter set, in my opinion. Because you get one that caters to helping the players get started, and the other one caters to helping the GM get started on his journey. Because you guys know, as a DM, you're doing different things.
Mm-hmm. And the Essential Kit is perfect for that one.
Yeah, you're not just reading the player's handbook, like everybody else. You've got a lot of other things to prepare and deal with, and this kit really helps you do that. So like I said, one is for the players, one is for the DM.
And like in the Rick and Morty set, I'm not gonna the Rick and Morty set is good if you just want to have a good old time. If you don't care about the rules and stuff, if you want to play D&D and just have fun, just nonsense fun.
I have not got that one. Like I said, I got the Stranger Things for Christmas, but I wasn't going to buy it. But my boys, they knew I didn't have it, and they got it for me, which is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever play it, but I mean, The Rick and Morty one. I don't
It's a
have
good
that.
read.
I was I've heard
It's a good
buddy of
read.
mine
It's
really
funny.
Morty. You know, he's he's big time Rick and Morty fan, but he doesn't play D&D. He doesn't like D&D. He's not a fan of it. You know, I was gonna get it for him, you know, just to kind of like
Mess with them.
to help introduce him to D&D through the medium that he likes.
Awesome, Cujo.
You know, I mean that's what you do. What's that? What's that?
What is that, Cujo?
What is that?
It's what do you call that? A dryad?
Dryad, yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, so that's one of those tree monsters or whatever?
Yeah. Just getting them primed up, getting them ready to go
That is pretty cool.
while we talk.
So, question: that metal mini that you sent me,
Yeah.
can I just use like my spray on primer that I use on my
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like what I use on my dungeon tiles, I 3D print and stuff, I can just use that.
It takes, metal miniatures. I mean, it's funny because you don't know what to do with them. Me and Zero grew up on it. That's all we had.
Yep.
That's all we have. We don't plastic. What are you talking about? I don't want cheap plastic.
Yeah. Dude, when
You actually wanted metal. If someone gave some cheap plastic miniatures, you'd be like, "What the hell is this shit?"
Uh-huh.
You know what's funny is back in the day I had all metal minis for like my war games and stuff, and you know it was like one solid chunk of metal, you know, but as soon as they hit the floor, you know, they were you know what I'm saying?
They
But
broke.
then they made plastic and everybody was like, plastic, it's not gonna last, you know, but I'll kill for plastic models now because these are so, you know, they bounce. You know what I mean? So like it's transitioned, but yeah, I started with metal pewter miniatures. Got all that lead.
Yeah, you just want to get a good base coat down, and they made chip.
Is he spraying right now?
No.
I don't know.
Actually, looking for my phone charger. I got to plug in my phone real fast.
Roll stats says Rel Partha.
Woo! Hey, Bill. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining.
Yeah, I got some Raw Partha minis. I got a bunch of old Raw Partha minis, man. They're so small compared to all the other ones now. It's like it's hard to use them, but
Yes, they are.
pinch, I'll use it. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
it is.
Hey, well, you know this because you're in the Warhammer world, like more than I am.
I'll be right back, guys.
The with the Slavineth, how you say it?
Sylvaneth.
Sylvaneth.
Mhm.
I know, or with them, and I think when they came out, the undead army too. What are they called?
Night Haunts.
Night Haunts.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, "Man, they're too fragile. They're so the plastic's got so much fine detail." I think they were all complaining because they're having to ship them back and forth to, games because you go to the hobby stores, you got to travel with them, and they were like complaining like they didn't like the new models and the new sets.
So this guy is one of the new Night Haunt guys, you know?
Yeah.
He's got this long glaive, and it is
Ah.
it does flex, you know? But I mean, it's just so thin and so light. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you know, I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the Banshee. You know what I mean? Like the Banshees.
Oh yeah, I want to give me some Banshees.
Mm.
I don't recommend doing that. I'm just saying, like, if you drop them, they're not going to take.
Bill, thanks for stopping in.
Because they don't have a lot of weight to them, so they don't create a lot of inertia when they drop. You know, whereas like a pewter miniature, it's got a lot of weight, so as soon as it tips, it's going to go. You know, and it's.
Well, I think the biggest complaint I heard was that the community wasn't happy with all these new models they had coming out because they were so thin. There's a lot of detail.
Yeah.
But they were so thin here and there that they like the older, more robust plastic that for at least shipping purposes. Like I've got, I forget how many it holds, but I've got one of those army
cases, figure cases.
Cases, yeah. I can't remember how much it holds, but I only have where it holds a regiment. Like it doesn't hold anything big. And the cubicles are only so big in them. And I know if you got like long spears and you've got all these jaggedy, pointy things sticking out, it's going to be more difficult to get them all in there. And
on my channel, there's a video. There's actually two. I actually bought this case from Amazon. Actually, it's like $45. It's cardboard the outside, but the inside's foam, and it has 3 tiers, and it's designed for guys with 32 millimeter bases, right? And 40. So like you can get like all the new Space Marine models. originally everything was on a 25 mil base. These little guys right here, you know.
Uh-huh.
Now, a lot of Warhammer models are going to 32 mil because that's the more practical scale, right? Like 32 millimeter scale, you know. And then
Yeah, that's the part I don't like.
you got like Terminators and bigger guys on 40 mil bases. So a lot of times the old cases, they were just made for 25 mil. So you could barely get guys in there, or they'd be, you know, you squeeze them in, and then if you dropped your case, they'd snap parts and stuff like that. Snapping miniatures or breaking miniatures inside cases has been an ongoing thing since miniatures and cases were designed. Like there's just no, unless like there's a company out there, I think it's called Battle Foam. You can actually get custom foam cut to your miniature, right? So like if you have,
Is that the pluck stuff?
no, that's a different thing. But it's like if you have this vehicle, right, they will custom cut into a foam with this shape, so that you can lay that in there and it won't jostle about, move or nothing. But you're talking a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking.
But a lot of guys spend a lot of money on their models, so they don't want them to break.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you know, that's par for course, right? Like if you travel a lot for gaming, like tournaments and stuff like that, you got to spend the money on the cases. You have to, because that's your livelihood, right? Like that's what you're doing with yourself, you know. But if you're just like for example, I go to my buddy's house to play because he's got the table space. I'll probably leave my minis there, you know, for a majority of the time. If I don't have,
especially if you tend to always game over there anyway.
Right. There's no point in me going back and forth. And now, if we both decide, okay, let's go to this store and play at this store, then that's when it's like, okay, which guys do I want to take? What army? Because which army travels better? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the truth, honest truth, man.
Yeah.
I have models that just don't travel well. Like I have Tyranid army, and I would say 70% of the Tyranid army does not fit in any case at all. You have to make trays for them, or like what I would do is take bins with popcorn foam and just have all my big guys in there, you know, and that's the best I could do, you know, for those kinds of models. And there's so many parts sticking off the models and stuff like that, and pinchies and, you know, all this other stuff. It's like, damn, how are you even going to travel with that? I'll show you. I'm going to show you a model. I'll be right back.
Rose Stats asks, so what do you guys think of Reaper Bones stuff for minis?
Love it.
The soft, almost rubbery plastic is cheap and won't snap, but it almost spent. See, Zero said he loves it.
I can tell you my opinion in a minute. Here, go ahead.
I 3D print my minis on my FDM printer.
So, and the price for your 3D printed miniatures is what, like pennies?
Yeah, it's like pennies on the dollar. It's because I don't know. I find what I want to use for a session. I print it up and I got it next time. I got like 2 owlbears right now for one of my sessions. I got Painted the Future. I also got my Pathfinder Pawns too.
Yep.
So this is
if I don't have anything before that, I'll print it up.
This is my first Forge World model. This is a Tyranid Hive Tyrant. It's a flyer.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they didn't have wings, did they?
This Forge World was the first one to put wings on it.
Yep.
And then after that, the rules came out and said, okay, you can add wings to a Hive Tyrant, which makes it deadly. But here he is next to a Space Marine. So I mean, you can see like
that is ridiculous.
How do you travel with this guy? You know what I'm saying?
No.
How do you carry this guy? And I'll be honest, this is actually I've repaired this guy 3 times. He's been destroyed like 3 times by accident.
I hate repairing models, man.
You know, and it was almost to the point where I just let it go, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. It's just. But I got it back together. Actually, a buddy of mine got it back together for me, and we actually, I had to pin and magnetize the wings finally because they just kept breaking. So I took it and I pinned it. So now he can travel in this manner, and now he's just a regular Hive Tyrant. You know, now he's on the ground, but he's just a regular tyrant now. But you know, the wings, I mean, come on, that's why you paid for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yep.
GW finally made a plastic version of it. It's really nice when I have that one too. But you know, traveling with these kinds of models, it was just like, God damn it. You know?
Even with the D&D models I've seen, like some of the Dragons stuff, looks like it's a pain in the butt.
It is, but the thing with most of the Dungeons and Dragons models is they're made out of that bouncy, rubbery plastic stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it really, you're not going to, I mean, You could break them, but you'd be hard pressed to do it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Okay, you guys seen my shelf that I keep all my miniatures on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have dropped just recently. I've like going through trying to pick out something, or I just bump it or whatever, and I've dropped a WizKids pre-painted plastic cheap miniatures. You know, I dropped one. I dropped this one. I had to glue it back. Here, I'll show you. Get it on camera. This little guy.
What is that? Scorpion?
No,
It looks like a scorpion, but it's called a cave fisher.
Fisher. Okay.
I dropped that little guy. There's nothing to him. He broke off his base. Just dropping it from like a 3-foot height.
Wow.
And I had to glue him back on. So I'm like that. I mean, and I've dropped a Kraken arm. A Kraken fell off the top, and two of them so far I've had to re-glue back to the water base.
You know what that is though? That's not the model. That's the glue that they use to put the model together. It's just cheap glue. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think it looks like it.
So, Cujo, what's your opinion on Reapers?
Yeah, I was gonna get back to that. Good. I have a bunch. I only buy what I like as far as the sculpts go. But as far as the brand, or the plastic, I'm fine with it. I'm actually
he's actually
got some ogres I'm painting up right now from Reaper. So I got 3 of those I'm painting right now. I didn't back their last Kickstarter, but I did back the one that's currently going on right now.
Is that 4?
Bones 5.
Bones 5.
So I have been buying some Bones 4 because it's coming into stores right now. I recently bought that rock. I bought these ogres. I bought that snake. I bought a few other like this what you call it, Ankylosaurus or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going into Chult, so I wanted to get some dinosaurs. But yeah, I've backed Bones 5, and I was going to talk with you guys. I don't know. See, I don't know about shipping. I'd rather you guys just, if you want to get into it, get into it. But if I may be selling some stuff that I don't want, because like I said, I don't like all of their miniatures personally. Yeah. But you guys might. Somebody else might. Someone else might play a different. That's cool with them. And I'll be willing to sell them on the cheap because I'm getting them on the cheap. If you get it in the Kickstarter, like there'll be a set. Okay, like for example, they have their main set, which I'm getting the main set, and it costs like, I don't know, maybe $175, and there may be 175 miniatures in it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting them for $1 a miniature. I'm getting some big stuff for $1, and I'm getting some little stuff for $1.
Right.
Then they have a bunch of like $50 sets, and then they're still approximately maybe almost 50 miniatures in those sets too. Yeah. But then I'll be hesitant to buy them because I only like 5 models out of it.
Right. Right.
Or I like 8 models or 10 models, and it's like what? Or like there's this one that I want to get. It's got a Demogorgon in it, and it's their take on it, and it's pretty big, and I like it. I've already got a Demogorgon.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe a lot of other people don't. You know?
Absolutely.
If I even sold them for $5, I mean,
I'd be interested in that.
And I could sell them for probably more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, $50. So I've got like about 400 locked in. I'm getting another ship. They have another their version of a pirate ship. I think it's about $100.
You need those boats.
Yeah, I need another ship.
No, you don't. You got 2 right now. You got a 3rd one on the way.
I have little rowboats too, and I have a Dwarven Forge boat I have a Dwarven Forge boat that has like sections that can get bigger and bigger. You can kind of put it together.
That's cool.
Well, hey, come on, man! You got to have at least 3, 4, 5 ships in your repertoire.
Is fucking cool. I mean, you can't have a D&D game without ship combat.
Come on, get out of here, Crit. Come on, you know that.
Well, maybe it's just because I'm new to 5e, new to D&D total. I've only been
Maybe because you haven't really played yet, is what it is.
No, I have not played. I've never played. I've always DM. Never
Oh
played.
yeah.
Like
So-
cut your teeth somewhere.
Well, get used to it. I mean, I told you this before, but once you DM, you hardly ever play again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't played in fucking
I hate that for you.
I have not played in years, man.
Well, one of my players is thinking about doing like a. He bought the Rick and Morty set and stuff, and he wants some of us to make characters for it.
There you go.
I'm like, can we just use the pre-gen? He goes, no, let's just make one. I'm like, I got a couple rolled up, sure.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's like this little group that of us that we want to try to maybe play online or something someday. And
So
hate's like, you're DMing, Joe. I'm like, man, even with all these friggin' DMs, I still can't friggin' play a character.
I know, right?
my
Oh,
take,
so is that your stuff that we're looking at and everything? Whenever we go to the D&D Beyond with that character?
What's that?
On D&D Beyond, like, is that, like, if I go onto my character I made,
Yeah. That's everybody's characters.
and that's all your stuff that's linked to the campaign?
What do you mean? All the other characters?
Or, like, all the other books?
Oh, all the books. Yeah, I've got everything. Yeah, you
Wow.
can look at. Yeah, you can look at everything.
I was
You know
looking
what?
at that.
You guys
I don't
know
like this.
it's a slim shot, but D&D Beyond live streams on Twitch. Log in, follow them. When they go live, if you happen to be doing nothing, watch their stream. Whether or not you put it in the background, when they say, "Hey, we're giving away a free legendary bundle," they usually give away a couple a day or a couple every show.
Really?
I'm trying to win it because I can give it away. I've already got it. That's like a $250, $275 bundle, and they give them away all the time. And there's usually only about 1,000 people watching, so it's decent odds.
yeah, it's not bad.
And they give a couple away, so
Hey
if you
guys,
can watch them.
viewers, watch the D&D Beyond Twitch. There you guys go. Roast stats Trey. Bill,
Um,
for it.
I tell you what, you were talking about books before. I think our last live stream, and I never really answered the question really good. Like when I overpaid for that Volo's Guide to Monsters, I knew that I've already got it on D&D Beyond. Technically, I've got everything on D&D Beyond. I just wanted that limited edition so I can put it on my shelf with all the other limited edition books. And I probably will hardly ever go to it and open it. And since I've had D&D Beyond and since I've had everything on D&D Beyond, I don't hardly ever go to my books unless I'm going to sit down, I'm going to play tonight, or I'm going to be playing tomorrow. I'll get my book out too. I'll have my tablet out. I'll have my phone out, and I'm going through doing my notes. And then I always want the book, if I'm running an adventure, at the table opened up to a certain section so I can reference that real quick. But I don't need the three books, the three main books. I don't need those ever. I want my adventure book, and then I want my DM. I got every DM screen made from Gale Force 9, so I've got. I sometimes will have 3 DM screens.
Dang.
And I usually will go, okay, when we were on the ship, we were playing at sea. I'm going to have the sea one facing me so I can see the inside. And then once we got to land, I said, okay, and I flipped and put that one up in front, and I said, okay, now we're in Schultz. Now I got the Tomb of Annihilation sitting in front of me so I can see all my random encounters and my NPC names and my map and this and that. And
Yeah.
Smart.
Smart.
So I got smart. Oh wait, Rosat says once a DM, always a DM. It's a blessing and a curse. The only cure is to be a bad DM.
Yeah.
And he also said he uses it the same way. He uses his iPad, and that's all I need. I use D&D Beyond like a Lion's Den.
Yeah,
Oh, and a Lion's Den. Yeah, it's
too. I don't know.
what's really cool is you're so hesitant as a DM when someone has a question or there's like, oh, what do I do in this situation or who's that? And you think, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to stop, play, and look it up. But then you already got your device out, or 2 like I do, my phone and my tablet. I can just go, there's a search button. I can search a keyword, boom, boom, and then you can find it. And it's like, wow, that was relatively fast, actually. It took a couple extra seconds. It wasn't like I flowed with the proper answer right off my cuff, but it was pretty quick. So, and everybody feels confident, like, oh yeah, that was straight out of the rules. So, yep, there's no buts about that one. I don't feel like you joshed that rule, you know.
Right.
So, like, I still haven't used the code for my essential kit for the player's handbook. So just go ahead and spend the $15 to get the digital copy of it.
Well, I mean, you don't use D&D Beyond at all right now?
No, I'm thinking about using it for the monsters because I'm basically running basic monsters.
And they've got Encounter Builder now. I
did
helped
a video on that.
I helped Alpha that because if you're a subscriber, and you pay your monthly dues, you get it early alpha stage, so you can kind of test it. But yeah, I can build ahead of time. I can build up what's going to be in this particular encounter, put those monsters in there, put down the party size, what level they are, and then it can kind of tell you, hey, this is going to get deadly. You're putting too many bad guys in here, and you can either tame it down or you can try to alter it and save it. You can make another one, save it, make another one, and have all these different random encounters already built, and then you have them named. So like, hey, when they get to this place, boom, hit that, pulls it up. They're actually going to be updating it. They're working on making it better and better all the time. And one of the things I just watched today is they're going to get a dice roller put in, so that the people that are just playing online, they can roll their dice on D&D Beyond, and the DM can see it. So everybody can see your roll, so there's no like, hey, I'm rolling my dice. Hey, what did I get? A 20? Hey, I got 20 again. Isn't that crazy? It's a critical.
Yeah, it's a critical.
He said the name of this show.
That's funny.
Cheap plug.
Fourth wall.
And I didn't even plug it neither. Thanks, Cujo. Cujo, the overboard DM.
Yeah.
Going overboard on that one, ain't we?
Well, so you don't have to.
But no, like
on everything Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, I was like, I did a video on that when I waited a while. I played with it and stuff and everything, and I think I did the video right after I did mine on what was it?
With that encounter builder, they're also going to be adding to where making it a lot more flexible, where you can add more characters at the split second.
Yeah.
NPCs they're going to be able to keep initiative tracking on the app, which is going to be really cool. Oh yeah, by the way, you've got an app too, right? D&D Beyond has an app, but unfortunately, just for the books basically.
Yeah.
They are coming out with character sheets for those. So right now you can't look at your character sheet. Like if you build a character, it's only on the website.
Yeah.
Well, now you're going to be able to have your characters on your app, which the app works a lot better, because a lot of times it just does. But you don't have your character sheet on there, so nobody really uses it.
Yeah.
I use it, a little bit, but once they get their character sheets on there, it's going to be the app is going to be awesome.
So it's going to be like more like Donjon on the settings. Like, going to have your dice roller, going to have your encounter builder. Eventually,
they're going to have maps to where it's going to be like a roll 20. That's what they're working toward. They're working toward it to be an all online exclusive.
That would be nice.
So you don't have to use a roll 20 in the fantasy grounds and all that stuff. That's what they're slowly working toward.
And if they do like what Roll 20 does and Fantasy Ground does, let you bring in your
Roll Stats just mentioned that is like they need to develop a virtual tabletop like Roll 20. I said, yeah, that's their goal. That's what they've said anyway, that they want to work toward that.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
That's cool.
It didn't even pop up.
Oh, he's watching my live stream.
Oh, you're streaming too. That is awesome.
Are you really?
No, I'm not.
I was to say you can start streaming with one phone.
I'm like, wow.
I'm on my phone. That's it.
Just got magic.
I'm live streaming. I'm 2 channels.
He's piggybacking.
I'm on Twitch too.
Well, that's the thing with StreamYard. If like, honestly, I thought about streaming on Twitch.
I've actually changed my name. I was on I've been on Twitch for a while, but I never streamed anything.
Yeah.
But I changed my name currently so it matches my YouTube.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what I
also
did too.
also changed D Live because D Live is actually a better platform for creators.
Mm-hmm. What did
You make more money.
I'm not in for the money.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
Yeah.
if you end up getting a good following, you'll start earning money, and Twitch takes a whole lot of it. So.
Yeah.
They all do.
Oh yeah.
And
Now
they have bigger rules. D Live, like they don't give a crap. They say what you want, do what you want, get paid good. That's why I mean PewDiePie ended up moving over there.
you mean Ninja on Mixer?
No, Ninja went to Mixer.
Yeah.
They just released a character for Ninja on Fortnite. He just got
Yeah.
his own skin.
Yep.
My son just told me today. I was like,
Yeah, I've seen it.
that motherfucker must be real.
But no, what else?
All I can say is, finally, probably should have had that a long time ago.
Yeah. What is one like tournament, the world tournament, like 2 times, 3 times? No, twice, because it's only been around for so
Something
long.
like that. You think they were going to make D&D competitive again?
What do you mean? Like
Well,
tournament
okay.
stuff?
Yeah, so I guess back in the day when D&D first started, that they had competitive D&D. I don't know how it's done, how it was done. Maybe whoever got through the dungeons the fastest or whatever. But Matt Colville said something about it and how he used to play competitive D&D, or how they used to have competitive D&D back in the 80s, maybe. I'm not quite for sure, but he mentioned it in one of his videos.
Yeah, they actually had to be even player on player,
Yeah, they would have to either be player
combat too,
or like time attack, like who can get through this module with the least amount of loss or whatever, and the fastest type stuff. It couldn't be like, what would you? I mean, PvP is ridiculous because all it takes is one good guy with math. And
Yeah. It's not directly PvP. I know. I don't think it was that.
It's like Wizards.
But they do have that Adventures League, which I don't really. I'm not interested at all. I'm fine that it's out there and a lot of people need it and use it, and that's great.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like I said,
comes and goes.
I talked to Eternal Newbie. He plays online all the time. I've actually caught a couple of his live streams on his video games and just talking with him, and that's where he gets all of his stories, is playing online with people. But I don't think he plays it. I think he does play some Adventure League. I don't know if he does still, but I know that there's a big community that does that. They you can do it online. You can go into a hobby store and they'll you bring your character, you keep developing the same character, but you're playing with different people. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I'm just not about that lifestyle. But they also can only use 2 books. You're only allowed to use like
one,
the handbook and one other book.
Yeah. Well, see, okay, so in my campaign, that's what I allow too right now, because there's like so many out there. And one of my players, he's a power gamer. He's a power player. And
he should only be able to play with whatever you have anyway.
Yeah, which he does. Which I use the book. Like, we only use the books I have.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have Storecoast Adventures Guide. I'm like, well, I have it. I'll let you look at it and stuff. So,
You can look at it. Don't touch it.
You know how hard it was for me to find that book?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I haven't bought it either. I've got that online. That's one of the ones I haven't got.
Yeah. But, Bill said.
Roll Stats is saying that I guess it was developed as a open championship.
Yeah, the D&D Championship Series was a yearly D&D Dungeons & Dragons Championship ran at Gen Con prior to 2008. The event was known as D&D Open Championship.
I did hear about it,
but I mean,
I don't really understand it because
I was going to say, like, what was it though? Like, how did you
with the same characters at the same rules? What's the RPGADM? Bill, would you like to join? I can see the link. Let me see if I can. I wonder if I can put the link in here.
Not in. You probably won't be able to put it in here, or you shouldn't
No.
put it in there.
Yeah, no. I just
Send it to him privately. And then you'll have
okay.
it.
Bill, check your email. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send you the link in the email. Let me.
Yeah, I can't stay that long either, so that's good that he's coming. If he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be probably.
Let's see here. Let me go to my Gmail.
I have to work.
I'm off for the next 3 days.
Fuck, bitch.
Hey,
I've been off for the last 3 days, so I'm going back to work. I think I got to work 8 days in a row,
Oof.
which for me is like double because I only used to work 4 days in a row.
see, I normally just work 4 days in a row, off 3, and
Yeah.
let's see here, and like a lot of the people I work with are like, oh, I can't do 15 hours on it like that. I'm like, oh, it's worth having. It's worth having that time, having that third day off because I can just chillax and stuff. Let's see here.
You chillax? You can't chillax.
What do you know about chillax?
It's a role-playing game association.
Oh, okay.
But he said sure, so it looks like he's coming.
Yeah, I'm sending it right now.
Are you painting, Crit?
Nope.
I'm painting.
Oh, you are. Okay, I hear the bottle shake or the brush.
You hear that Citadel cup washer?
Yeah.
Paint washer?
Look at this fucking pile of magnets, dudes.
Pile of magnets.
All right, Earl.
Oh, yeah.
Check your email. I sent you the link.
I got those little magnet toy thingies where you connect them like squares and triangles and circles and stuff and make.
Check out all those magnets.
Yeah, I took out all the magnets from the things. This is just like 20 of them. Isn't even the whole bag. I still have a whole bag left that I still have to crack open and take these magnets from.
Oh, send some my way.
What was it from?
It's like a magnetic kid set. Is like a square, a triangle, and a pentagon and a circle. And
Did you do a boxing on that?
No.
He did all of
No,
it.
I mean, because why I say that, because I remember watching an unboxing.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was Hate. He opened something and
It
it had
was
a bunch of magnets.
Yes.
They were balls, though, magnetic balls.
Yes, that's where I got the idea from. And I was like, holy shit, we used to have them. I thought I gave them away. We were going through a bunch of stuff and I found them. And I was like, well, here we go.
Well, yeah, because doesn't those magnets go for like a pretty penny just by
Yes.
themselves?
Yeah, that bundle right there will cost you about $30, $40 just for that little bundle of magnets.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck, Super Glue?
Oh. And we have Bill from Pro Stats. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Ah, he's there.
Thank you for joining, my brother.
Yeah,
Welcome
absolutely.
back. Haven't seen you in
I
a
am
while.
back.
We're talking old school, and then he comes in. Let's talk some old school D&D.
Man, you guys, as soon as you start talking about the RPGA, yeah, I'm in, man. I'm so.
So what was the deal with the RPGA?
Yes.
What was the explain it to me.
Yeah, so that championship is not really PvP.
Okay.
Oh shoot! Sorry.
Somebody's working on a video.
I'm
ain't they?
editing in the background. So the championship was not PvP. It's really, think of it. It was almost like so you know how they have the milestone rules now in 5th edition where you can gain a level instead of based on experience points, you gain a level based on milestone.
Yep.
So you got scored. Your team would get scored depending on how many milestones you achieved. So you weren't actually leveling up, but the quicker you got through the module, the more things that you accomplished, the more milestones that you accomplished, that's how you would win. So you would essentially, it would be a team of players, and it would happen at conventions, right? Like Gen Con, that sort of thing. Yeah. You go in, you sit down with a team of players. There's a DM who is basically a part of the RPGA, and there's actually an RPGA referee, and then everyone has to play through. That's
exactly where I was going. Was like, okay, let me know about this DM.
Yeah, you have to use pre-generated characters. You can't bring in your own character, like for your Adventurers League thing. It has to be a pre-gen, so that way everybody's playing the same group of characters. And whoever makes it through first with the most, in the least amount of time, with the least character death and the most milestones achieved wins, right? So it's kind of a cool concept.
What kind of time frame?
So they generally around 5 hours. It was 4 to 5 hours was the limit. In other words, you were done at 5 hours, sometimes 4, depending on how really evil it was. But it's a good time. I agree with you. PvP is just garbage. Like, that's garbage play, and there's a lot of groups that want to play PvP, and that's just man, that's just, I mean, the only thing worse than adversarial players, like, adversarial group play, is adversarial DM versus player play, and nobody wants that. So yeah,
it's par for course. Every game I run, that's my first search and destroy is the player that's looking to combat other players.
Yeah, right.
Let me test my build against your build kind of player. I'm like, all right, you got to go.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's a funny thing because we're talking about this because on that ship that I was talking about, remember the T-Rex thing?
Yeah, the zombie one.
Okay, well, I made up for it. I got a little better. I said, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this better next time. And I had a bunch of cool events to take place. And one of the things I had that I had built up from the session before was that on the ship, the crewmates they had some arguments, and then one of them overheard them saying, you stole some of my stuff and all this kind of thing, and then they had big argument, big fight. The captain settled it down, and then that was one day. The next day, here's some other ramblings going on, and there's a lot of turmoil with the crew. There's like maybe there's a thief aboard or something's going on, and so when they came back on that next session, I hit them up with the crew started turning on, hey, you new guys here, must be you. And they were all like, whoa, wait, it wasn't us. You could check your pockets. And they're like, no, we know, we've already, discussed it amongst ourselves, and they're almost like having a mutiny on these on the player characters. And so basically they were gonna, the captain steps up, says, okay, we'll settle it the old-fashioned way, and they made a big ring in the middle of the main deck, and they said, okay, we're gonna duke it out, and so we're gonna step our big guy forward, and he's gonna represent the crew, and then you guys can step forward and fight it out. And like no one wanted to step up. It was like, oh no. I was like, oh, come on, you have to, come on, let's get this out. It's PvP. It's just 1v1. And and then someone else was getting ready for a spell on the outside. I said, oh, are you gonna start? If you're gonna start on the outside, guess what? There's the whole rest of the crew's here.
Right.
So you sure you're gonna do that? So yeah, we had a lot of good time. What's really important with that too is why it seemed more PvP and not versus an NPC is my two boys were down from their mother's house, so they were standing in as some of the crew because they were playing in my other group.
Right.
They wanted to play so bad, and my other group needed some people. I said, hey, cool. They're playing a couple NPCs on the crew, and so they fought against them, and it was kind of funny.
Nice.
It was a good time.
Yeah,
it didn't last long, like you said. It doesn't last too long.
I try to throw out those players, just because no matter what you do, inevitably they're going to ruin the campaign.
Yeah,
they're gonna tear it apart, and they like to call it breaking the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, those are the people who don't understand. It's not the DM versus the player.
Yeah, and I was just going to say that those are the people who want to break the game. There are people out there who legitimately get some sort of pleasure out of breaking the game, and I don't get it. Like, you're ruining your own fun. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. So,
or playing with another DM as a player.
Yeah.
Like in my camp, I had a gauntlet battle going on, and this one guy was going up against a giant. I dumbed down the stats on the giants and stuff. And as soon as I put the giant out there, he's like, "Are you serious, JD?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, and started naming off the challenge rating. I'm like, Have you tried talking to him or something? You know,
Right.
not every battle has to be won with violence.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and
I'm
not every encounter has to be balanced.
And-
You're right. That's okay. You know, going back to sort of the D&D Beyond thing and the encounter builder, and I get it, and it's great, right? But
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
but also the challenge rating in D&D 5e it's freaking rocket science. I can't figure it out. It doesn't make any sense. And
No.
also, like, it shouldn't. Encounters don't have to be balanced. Like,
No.
they don't. I know it's hard for like some players to understand, but you know, you can retreat, you can run away, you don't have
Yeah.
to fight everything you come across.
You can talk it out.
Yeah, right.
Well,
You know?
and that's a good point in D&D Beyond, and when you're using that encounter builder, when it starts getting deadly, I know that okay, that's a red flag
Yeah,
for
right,
me.
right.
But it's like I'm still gonna do it.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
That's just like okay, if they decide to go fight physical with everybody, this is not gonna go so well.
Right.
So I have to
Mhm.
make sure how I role play it.
Right.
And they, you know, and I've told them because a lot of my guys are new, or my people that I play with are newer, and this is another good point you probably want to talk about. The one guy in question, he's new and he's playing a turtle, a wizard, and I thought that was always a cool idea too. I thought about it myself when I thought of the turtles. I'm like, oh man, a wizard with armor.
Yeah. Badass.
So I was all geeked up on it. Well, I didn't really understand which direction he wanted to go with it, but he was obviously like everybody else in D&D that's getting in for the first time. They want to play an evil character,
Yeah, right.
and it's like so when we got around to like getting into the nitty gritty, and he started saying, well, you know, I'm like evil and this and that, and I'm like, I said, okay, you know, I don't have a problem with but I want you to determine how evil you want to be, because why are you going on an adventure with some other people?
Yeah.
Why
right.
do they want to be with you?
Right.
Yep.
And he goes, like if you're this bad, evil, wicked person, why are you trying to save the world? Why are you trying to go on these adventures and do these things?
Funny. I did it the first time I played Oriental Adventures, and I actually ran Oriental Adventures. I let people play whatever alignment because that's what the book said, right? And I was a brand new GM, so I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And the lawful evil character and the neutral evil character killed everybody in the party and basically took off, right? And it was like that was par for course. You knew that was going to happen.
So those people that always want to play that evil character, that's the same player that's like, well, my character wouldn't do that, or my character would do that, or I'm just playing my alignment.
Right.
Off,
Yeah.
right?
So basically what wound up happening was I wound up just at this point, like any game I run, you can't use an evil alignment.
Yeah.
Period. That's just it. And it's well, because think about it like this, right? Like there are monsters everywhere, but there are more people everywhere.
Right.
So if you're an evil character, chances are you're gonna get spotted, you're gonna get found out, and you're gonna get killed quick. Yep. Like that's just. And I've actually played in campaigns where everybody was allowed to make an evil character of some kind, right? So it was an evil campaign. And just like clockwork, it's like, all right, cool. Everybody, we get to we're doing certain things. We're going through challenges. We're going through dungeons. Everybody was just waiting to get to that 10th level so they could start backstabbing each other. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all it was about. It was like, who's going to stab who first and who's going to cast the first spell.
What's the fun in that, honestly?
There is none. But there's people out there who have that mentality, like, I'm going to beat you.
Yeah, and see, what happens was cool is that, you know, I didn't have a session 0, so I wasn't there to create the characters with them as far as like to make sure what direction they wanted to go with them. I knew what they wanted to do, and they told me about it, and I said that was cool. But I didn't tell them they had to pick an alignment. I think that more of alignment is based on when you're starting to get into clerics and paladins and stuff like that. But you know, in general, I mean, just tell me the kind of person you are. I mean, that's kind of cool. You don't have to like box yourself in. But when he said, yeah, I want to play an evil character, that's why I said, okay, let's find out what you're talking about here.
Right.
And find out, okay, and then the party's all sitting right there. We're at the table. And I said, tell me, you know, how bad are you? What kind of person are you? Because why are these people going to want to hang out with you and do things? And explain to me what, you know, he's like, well, I guess I don't mean like that. I mean, because an evil person is going to see somebody that's getting raped or whatever, you know, you have it, and is going to just walk the other way.
Right. Right.
You don't give a shit. You might help the guy.
Right.
You know, or, you know, so he's like, oh, no, I just want to be kind of like, kind of dark and just not
You
really.
want to be an edgelord, yeah, right? Like every new player to D&D wants to be that like sort of aloof. I'm a really aloof, super cool. I can't be bothered
Hey.
guy. Like
Yep. That's there's always one.
Yeah, right.
One.
Yeah,
And that's the same guy that's like, cleric, how come you're not healing anybody? It's like, cleric, can't you heal me?
Right.
Cleric's like, yo, I got
And
heal.
I tell you what, he's turned out good after that. I mean, and that didn't get out of control or anything, but I just nipped it in the butt right away, and he's been really good. He's not done anything like that would be legitimate evil. He's had stuff stolen from him and all that kind of stuff, and he's not like wigging out trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
So he's doing
Bill,
good.
how long have you DM?
Since the beginning, to be honest with you.
Beginning of
And
time.
this is what I'm telling you. Okay, so here's the thing. This is what I was
It was
saying.
written in the Bible.
Yeah, right. So,
Bill.
so once you start DMing, you're not allowed to play anymore because it's okay. And I'm not even saying I'm not claiming to be a good DM, right? Like, but what I'm saying is if you are at least a halfway decent DM, your players are never going to let you not be the DM, right? Like you're always going to be the DM. And it's just, so here's the thing, right? Like I came into the game like at 12 years old and had to convince everybody else to play. So guess what? That meant I was the DM, and I've been the DM since the beginning. I jump at the chance to play ever. If I can play in a one shot, if I can play in an extended campaign, hell, I jump at it. But those chances are few and far between, man. Once you choose the role of taking the head seat of becoming the DM, it's a blessing and a curse. And the only cure for it, I'm telling you, is you bad DM, and then they don't want you anymore.
I tell you what, you've got to be a terrible DM. Pretty much.
Right.
So I didn't step down my game then.
Exactly.
And I played cheap.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I put a battle mat out. I put out some 3D printers, and I got markers.
Right.
I draw it out.
I actually played a game after DMing for so long. I played in a one night game. It's just one night. It wasn't a one shot because we never finished.
Right.
I was sitting at the side of the GM because he just, he was new. He wanted to get started, whatever. And I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be a good game. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna just roll stats. That's it. I'm just gonna that's all I'm gonna do.
Pun intended, verse stats. That's two.
You were just gonna roll stats. It's 20. It's critical.
Got zero chance. But this dude
With the overboard DM.
There was a discussion about a rule, right? Like somebody was playing a Duragar and he was like a samurai, and then there's a special book for that. And the GM was like, well, I don't know, you got to look at the book. And then he looked at me, the DM looked at me like, right? And I was like,
what's up, Pete?
I was like, right, what? Bro, I'm just here to roll dice, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly, right.
Don't you dare ask me no DM questions.
Don't get me wrong, I love DMing, but if I ever get a chance to play, I'm gonna hop on it because I got my sorcerer rolled up.
Right.
Okay, so the time that you were able to play, in a one shot or whatever.
Yeah.
With all your DM background, like what do you? As I haven't had the opportunity, I can only imagine what I would try to do. What do you?
It's really hard to turn it off.
Well, not even just trying to you want to take control of the game, but I mean, how do you not know what's going to go on so you know how to handle it, or what you probably should do?
There's a line. I feel like there's a line between playing a character and metagaming, right? Like in metagaming, you're obviously using player information to benefit your character in the game, right? And I always looking out for that too as a GM. But as a player, you do have to it's really hard because you're like, okay, the tropes, the cliches, around the corner there's a pit. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this stuff because you're planning it constantly.
Yeah.
Definitely if you're running this, like you ran this modular.
Right. So, or, even if, let's say you didn't run the same module, but okay, there's a locked door. He's like, there's probably a trap.
Exactly, and you can always tell, and this is why I'm saying it's hard to turn it off. You can always tell when the DM is trying to lead you down a path, right? You can tell when he's trying to railroad you for story, or you can tell when he's trying to set something up. And it's like, oh yeah, I said it like that 3 different times. I know what you're doing, and then next, and it's hard to turn it off.
And especially if they're inexperienced GMs, you know they're like, okay, you can only go this way.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, here we go.
Yeah.
On the train, choo choo.
And like I'll just look at people like if I know there's a rogue in the group and there's a locked door, I just look at them like
exactly right.
Like you know what you're supposed to do. Come on.
I find myself looking at the DM and I'm like, well, that's an interesting choice. I wouldn't have done that, but like and you're trying.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
that's another case. It's like,
yeah, right.
Hey, I guess we're fighting a red dragon.
What's up, Hate?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, is he working? Are you working, Hate?
Yeah, I think he is. Gee, JD, I can never join your live stream because I'm working.
He'll do it from the car later.
Yeah, he does. But God, it's like, what else?
So nobody else is building a fucking dice tower.
I'm not talented.
It doesn't matter. There's YouTube channels that'll tell you how to do it.
I have a Yeti. Does that count?
No.
No, I don't know. My daughter wants to make something. I might make one with her, and I'll post it in Discord. How about that?
That's not the challenge.
My first project was I built a little cottage. I showed you guys the picture. I used cereal boxes, and I used the diagram that they had in one of the Games Workshop White Dwarf magazines. And I was just like, okay, that's how big it goes. That's how you know what I mean? And I painted in all the wood detail and all that stuff. But that was because I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. And it was all cardboard. I still have it. It looks like crap, but that's where I started. And that's where I learned. You know, that's how every piece after that got better, more detailed, more involved, you know. And people tell me like, oh, you do all that stuff for that. But it's like, okay, but when you look at it all on the table, your jaws are dropping. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and it's good to know where you came from. It's good to look at how far you've come. Yeah. Like I know so many, people. All right, so you're painting minis right now, Cujo, right? Like you're like, I know so many people that paint minis. They collect these minis, but they strip them and repaint them all the time, and so you never like. It's almost like they're never done, right? Yeah, like it's like. In other words, I painted this mini 5 years ago. This is when I first started, and I've become so much better now. And so I'm going to strip that mini down and repaint it so that that's the thing. And I know tons of guys that do that because they look at it and they're instead of saying, okay, that's where I started and this is how far I've come. Right. They're like, well, I could do better than that now, right?
I have a friend.
No.
I got a buddy who does competition painting. Like, I mean, the guy's phenomenal. Airbrush work, it's just phenomenal, and he has the same squad of Space Marines he's had for the last 6 years. And he does the same thing. He'll paint them for the competition with new colors, new style, whatever.
Right.
Come after the competition and repaint them again for the next one.
Yeah.
Bro, there's no creativity there. Like you're losing your history. That's your history.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're losing where your progress was. You know, you can't say, oh, I used to paint like this, but now I paint like this because you have no proof.
Right.
No evidence of it. So
my Tiefling Sorcerer. First mini I ever painted. I have it, and I got it into like one of those chess X boxes that the dice came in. So I got it in that, and I'm like, I look at that, then I look at the mini that you sent me, Zero.
Mm-hmm.
And I can just from what little time I can tell the difference because I used craft paint on that one and model paint on the one that you gave me. I'm like,
well, not just that, but you're learning too now. You're learning techniques and things like I said. Learn for me for miniatures. It's always been the basics. And put the base colors where they're supposed to go neatly. Everything else will come after that. Your speed, your accuracy, your talent, the different techniques, the blending, the dry brushing, the washing, the shading. You'll learn all that shit as you go. But basics are getting those base colors where they are supposed to go.
And I'm telling you, I'm still not happy with my paint. I don't strip them though. But
I'm still learning. A student of the brush, I guess. You know.
Well, I just cheat. I just put a wash on it, and all of a sudden it looks amazing. Like it does.
Bill's like,
You're
forget the paint. I'll just put a wash on it. I'm good.
Well, yeah, no, I'm really you put some
Uh-huh.
you kind of just put some base color on it and then put a wash on it, and it brings out like it magically brings out the detail and makes it look like it's
Yeah.
amazingly.
I
So
mean, that still is one of my steps.
yeah,
Mhm.
You know, it's funny. When I first started like a gaming club way back in the day, we didn't have washes. We had inks. You know,
Right.
actually, look, I still have
Yeah, I still got inks too.
still my original Games Workshop inks. Now these things are like, this is like death to anything other than paints. Like,
Right.
miniatures. Like it's gonna, once it gets in, it's never going out. And we used to, what we would do is we had a club standard, right, for our miniatures. Like it wasn't high. It was just a tabletop. It's what we call tabletop standard now. It's a name. We didn't have that name before. They just call it that now. But we would do base coat, mid-tone, and a highlight, and that was it. That was your tabletop standard. So the mid-tone would be your inks or your washes, and the highlights would be your dry brushing. And once people came into the club and they would learn how to paint and practice and we'd go to different tournaments, Games Workshop events, and things like that. And people are like, "Oh my God, who painted this? Is this a store army?" And it's like, "No, that's mine. Please don't touch." You know, you know what I mean? But they couldn't tell because like the guys, my friends that were in the club, these guys would bitch and moan, dude, every fucking weekend. They would be like, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to have to go through all this. Like, listen, do it right the first time, and you won't regret it, and you'll just get better from there. And these guys, I have still some of the first miniatures they painted. I still have them in my bins, and I'm like, look, this was you, and this is you now. You could get paid to do this if you really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes, you know. But it's those basic fundamentals. Like you have to know your color wheel. You know, that's important too. Like I think a lot of people, like I've always had people in Warhammer and 40K. They're like, oh, I'm gonna use these colors. I'm gonna use, you know, like neon yellow and fucking bright orange. I'm like, okay, those colors don't go together. Like, oh yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm like, okay, go ahead and paint one and we'll see. And then it's like, and it's ugly. And I'm like, yeah, you know why? Because those are fucking contrasting colors.
Yeah, you need complementary colors.
And then they're like, what does contrasting colors mean? I'm like, all right. That's when I realized I was like, let's have a class.
Right.
I brought the wheel. I brought out the wheel. I said, this is your spectrum. These colors here oppose each other. These colors here complement it. You know what I mean? You have to go through all that. So I think if you learn the basics of that and applying your paint neatly is the biggest thing, right? Like I said, put your base colors neat. Everything else will come. Your speed, your timing, your accuracy, all that shit's going to come, you know, because you're going to do it more and more. It's like riding a bike, right? Anything you do repetitively, you're going to get better at. You're going to get faster at. You know?
So I got a question for you. Since you've been gone for so long, and I know you had the situation going on, but now that you're back and you're going to start playing again, you're going to play with your old group. Do you play just old school?
You know,
Thaco?
yeah. So I think and it's not, I have nothing against 5e. You know, I like 5e. I like to play in 5e more than I actually like to run 5e. I'll tell you that. But I mean, that's like almost any system. I really am trying to get back into old school, right? Like I you know, and whether that's going to be BX, whether that's going to be BX or whether that's going to be old school essentials or whether, but it's gonna be, it's. So here's my thing, man. Like it's not even necessarily that the system was better. I think that it's the whole philosophy was better, right? Min-maxers, power gamers, people who are trying to break the game, they prefer a more modern game style, and specifically, I think a more crunchy game, right? Like they prefer rules heavy systems that will allow them to manipulate those rules.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's like the more rules you have, the more holes they're going to have.
Exactly, right? The more loopholes that they can find. And so my thing is, and it's not, again, I'm not a deadly DM. I'm not like trying to kill anyone. I'm actually just trying to facilitate a good story, a good group, and a good dynamic. And I think that rules like games, and specifically more of those old style games, facilitate more of a group dynamic than modern gaming does. But man, it does come down to preference. You know, I like it really does. So.
Well, I don't know if Hate's still listening.
I think he is.
He brought up to me about, like, you know, doing some, like, one day a week doing a character build live, or just, you know, I don't know what and it sounded interesting at first, but I started you know, I watch what are they called? Nerdarchy.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
and they do their character builds all the time. And I at first, well, a long time ago, I'd watch them and I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is really cool. Okay, then I watch them. Okay, that's cool too. Okay, and then I'm like, yeah, these aren't cool. I don't like it because number one, I I almost start getting angry about it. I don't even watch them anymore because number one, I'm like, okay, you're including races in Eberron. Where are you playing? Are you
Right.
playing in Faerun?
Right.
Where are you? No, you can't say Warforged. That can't be in your build.
And that, but
It's not even an option.
yeah, that's kind of the point.
They include everything.
Characters take any like liberty that they can to optimize and make a perfect character. And I'm going to tell you, the most fun I've ever had in the game ever
The
with
imperfect ones.
player characters, or either as playing as a character or running characters through a game, have been flawed characters that are not perfect. Right? Characters that are flawed actually require role play, whereas characters that are min-maxed and optimized can roll through any damn encounter, and they don't need to play. They don't need
I
to
noticed
role play.
too. I noticed
All of
too,
their shit was done at the beginning. So yeah,
I noticed too, like players that min-max and have that Uber build, that multi-class wizard, fighter, thief, Uber build, you generally see them switched off until the moment comes where those builds are crucial, right? Like it's like, oh, it's time to actually do something. They're not engaging, they're not role playing very much. I mean, they'll interact, at minimal, but their engagement is really low, and their story engagement is even lower. Like they can tell you what happened last adventure, you know what I mean? But they can't.
It's a mathematical equation for them.
Right,
it's really number crunching, and man,
This is what I do at my table, and I've got two groups, and one's a family group, and one's like a friend, family or friends basically.
Yeah.
And they're not min-maxers. They don't. It's not like they're going home and watching videos and trying to build something. But I do have a multi-class rule. You can only do one other class, so there's not like dipping in for one level of rogue and then two levels of cleric and then getting there's none of that. But I do let you pick anything, but it's within the campaign setting. If we are playing, in Faerun, then there's no Eberron stuff or whatever. And then the other thing on your point where you like to have a weak character, I have them use the point buy system, so they're not rolling their stats.
Yeah.
Which rolling stats can be overpowered as hell.
Rolling stats can, but at least that's the dice gods. You're not manipulating it. Like the dice gods are smiling on you, or they're not. So
yes, I agree. It's fun. I mean, it's 100% fun, and I always give them the option. I say you can do point buy, and you're not gonna have a lower than an 8.
Right.
And then you can roll your stats, and who knows what you're going to get.
Right.
But then this is what I do. If you take the point buy, I'll let you spread it out. You can kind of be an even character if you want.
Right.
Then I go offer them this after they're all done. I don't usually tell them ahead of time. I'll say, okay, hey, I'll give you 2 more points in any category if you -2 in your lowest stat.
Nice.
So they'll have an 8 somewhere, so they'll be -1, and then they'll have to go down to a 6.
Right.
And they can't not take the +2. So like, yes, I'll take the whatever high stat, and then I want everybody to have a weak spot.
Yeah.
Every character has a weak link.
Yeah. It makes for a better character. It makes for a character that's more fun to play, and it actually makes for a character that's more fun to DM, to run through, right? Like it just is. So
like I have my players, not the point buy, just the standard array.
Right.
The standard array is a little bit weaker. Yeah, it's balanced. It's a little bit on the weaker side. I think point buys average players are a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And then rolling stats can be OP to who knows what.
So rolling stats.
It depends on how you roll it.
That's what I'm saying. Rolling stats can be OP if you're doing roll 4 and drop the lowest, right? And you're allowing them to slot it anywhere.
Or re-roll 1s and 2s.
3D6.
I've heard that too.
I'm telling you.
Wait, what do you guys do for rolling stats?
Roll 4, drop the lowest, re-roll 1s and 2s.
You know what I did?
Are you going to be a high stat guy?
You know what I started doing, and this is really
Never fear, I am finally here.
I don't know why I did
this.
What's up, Rod?
What's up, Rod?
I started giving people. I'd make them take a piece of paper, put down 6 slots.
Mhm.
I'd give them an 18, put an 18 at the top that you're going to use that as a wild card. And I'd let them roll a d20 for going anything under 5 and everything over 18. That's how they rolled their stats.
Nice. So what?
And the reason I did it was because I realized, like, when you use the 4d6, right, the best you can get is 18, right? Like, that's the best you're going to get. What are the chances, right? Now,
Yeah.
in D&D 3.5, I felt like it was the challenge ratings that were equal to the level were not equal, right? So a level 1 group of 4 players against a challenge rating 1 monster, the monster was down here. It was only going to take a quarter of their resources. So you would have to beef up the monster or put it in a different environment or give it more like minions or subordinates to help it make that challenge. So, but you could do it really easy in 3.5. You could just throw something else in, the challenge rating goes through the roof. You know what I'm saying? You put anything in water, the challenge rating goes through the roof. You know, so I figure like the last thing I wanted my players to be worried about was the fact that the fighter rolled a 12 and that's his highest stat. And that's what he has for a strength. So he'll never get to a fucking 18. You know what I'm saying? Because he had a 12 to start with. You know what I mean? So I feel like if at the very least, and say that they did roll all like 6s and 10s and stuff, they have that wild card 18 that they can throw into the 1 primary stat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I did it, because like I said, I just felt like the 46s were just never. It was like, there's enough against the fucking players. And if there isn't, I can throw enough against the players to make it a challenge, you know.
So I actually come from a day where you didn't pick what
No, that's what I was about to say.
Stats. So in other words, like you just like
the game picked, right?
So you had just said, you know, the fighter's going to end up with a 12. Well, then maybe he's not a fighter. Like, you know, and I get like this character wants to play a fighter.
Yeah.
If you let the dice gods determine who you are, right, and you're rolling 3d6 down the line, you know, you roll your stats first, then you, and again,
Yeah. I was about to say that. I played a
those stats and you go, okay, this guy is a fighter, or this guy is a magic user, or this guy is an elf or a dwarf, or again, I know racist class and you guys hate all that shit, but like that's how you did it though, right? Like, that is absolutely how you did it.
Yeah,
So,
I remember my first time ever playing Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know what version it was because I didn't know to even worry about that.
right.
But it was a buddy of mine's dad. So I mean, you know, he was running it, and I remember rolling stats. I don't remember getting to put them in any place I want.
Yeah.
But you know,
yeah,
I don't know if he let me
go down the line. You would just be like, that's your stat for that, that's your stat for that, that's your stat for that.
And if you did pick your character first, you're screwed. You can't do it. You really need to roll your stats first.
Yeah.
And see what you got.
Well,
then,
so even if you really wanted to play a character, if you really wanted to be, you know, a magic user, if you really wanted to be a thief, you know, you could, right? Like your DM, if your DM wasn't a complete and total, you know, like tyrant,
that's putting it on the nice side.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, and that was really, so that was like sort of Holmes Basic, that was BX. You know, by the time Menser even rolled around, you were allowed then to just sort of, you were now allowed to either roll 46 and drop the lowest, or you could assign them where you wanted. There weren't many versions that went 3d6 down the line. Hell, as far as, you know, and I'll pull the book off the shelf. Advanced D&D, AD&D, you know, first edition, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think you had to roll 3d6 in that book either. I don't think you had to roll 3d6 in that version either. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, Thaco said
you didn't have to. So
yeah, Thaco said, "Here's my 2 cents worth. 46. Take away the lowest die. Plug them in any order you want."
I think that's kind of the standard now. I think that also, man, anybody with Thaco in their anyone with to hit armor class 0 in their handle is all right with me, man. Like I miss Thaco. So anyway, what I'm saying is, like, I think that is the standard. I think for most games, I think most DMs will say 46, drop the lowest, and assign them wherever you want. I think that's standard. So
yeah, I mean, especially if players come to the table with a build in mind, like if they don't know what they want to do and they're new, like fresh off the boat, sure, you know, you want to walk them through the process. But if they're they come to the table with any semblance of idea, you don't want to discourage that idea. You know what I mean? You want to at least help them realize it to the best of the ability. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like I said, the stats, just, you don't want the game to be governed by that. You know what I mean? Like,
agreed.
Once it's governed by stats, then you're only going to go so far.
Right.
They're going to come across that brick wall and just be like, well, we just can't conquer this because we statistically don't have the numbers.
Right.
And it's, you know, it is a numbers game, right? Like it's been proven, you know, but I think the fundamental key to any good campaign is story and player involvement. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and player creativity. You don't need the stats to overcome things. Just be creative, right? Come up with a good idea. And right.
Yeah. Well, see, like, I got the cheat sheet. It has 65 unique combos for 5e for the point buy system right here.
Right.
And it's like, if my players want to do point buy system, but yet don't want to do the math, I'll hand them this. I'm like, okay, just pick. Here's the 2 percentile dice. If you roll between 1 to 65, those are your stats.
oh, okay.
And they're numbered.
Right.
So I've done like,
Now, that's really taking it to chance right there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's like,
But I never had, like, no one ever took me up on it.
it's like,
So-
looks like I'm the cleric.
So I used to play with this guy who would roll his stats on a 20-sided. Now here's the thing, right? Like, now think,
My first game, that's what I did.
but like, you have a chance. You legitimately have a chance of having a 20 in any one of your stats, but you also have the chance of getting a 1. And if you got that 20, you got to keep it. But if you got that 1, you had
Rerolled.
that. Like, that's, I mean, that's sort of a ballsy way to roll a stat.
I would forego 19s and 20s, and I would forego anything under 5.
Gotcha.
I felt like a 5 stat was ridiculous. Like, it's like, I get it. Like, you want to have some kind of variety and character balance and stuff, but look, peasants are at 10 on every.
Right.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
Right.
That's kind of why.
the barbarian having a 10 in charisma, that's a stretch, right? But him having like a 2, no, that's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
he'd never survive in
Right.
life
Right.
with a 2 stat in charisma. Like, he just wouldn't make it. You know, not to mention any creature that does any stat damage, like a wraith, he's gone. He's gone in like 1 turn. It's like, boom, no, you're a super barbarian with 1,000 hit points, but you only got 2 charisma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's monsters that do that. So, you know, that's why I said, like, I keep everything from a 5 and under you can dismiss, and from, you know, you can't keep a 19 and 20. But at the very least, they'll get, like, I've had players with 3 18s, and they were like, damn, I got some good stats. And I was like, yeah, but okay, that's cool. But when the shit hits the fan, you know, really, what are those stats going to do? And also, when you're not fighting, what are those stats going to do for you?
Yeah, you have to be creative enough to be able to use those stats, right? Like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And that's all player. Like I said, that's player engagement.
Yeah.
And when you know, when I think the last game I ran, the second to last game I ran, it ran for a year and a half, and it actually finished. It was the only campaign I've ever run or been in that actually went from first level to 20th level. Like, they finished. They didn't, you know, I didn't want to do epic because I was like, really, what are we talking here?
right.
I rewarded the players by saying, okay, what was your goal? What did you want to be and accomplish as this level? Because you pretty much do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
And they all told me, I want to do this. I want to do, and that's in my campaign in the Forgotten Realms, because that's what I ran. That's there. Those accomplishments are still there. So when the players came back for the next campaign, they were able to encounter those things that the previous characters did. So they appreciated the fact that I kept that in the world, so that they could envelop more. Like, damn, this is actually what I do here now is going to matter for the next campaign.
Right.
And that's the engagement. That's my part as a GM telling the story.
Yeah.
Their part is
good.
creating that flow, like creating that piece of information that here, now that's there from now on, because you worked your ass off to get there, and now it's there. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's, you know, it worked for me. And up until that, I was like, you know, what do I do to challenge the players? What do I do to challenge the players? What? And it turned into, like, people would see that as, oh, it's the GM versus us. And I broke that, because I was like, I can't. It's not.
I don't like that
game. It's not a game for that. That's not what D&D is.
Yeah, I made that clear in mine too, that it's not me against you.
Right. And that's a lot of players like, oh, you're always trying to kill players. I'm like, no, not even the least.
For you. Yeah. Right.
You know,
They didn't believe me when I threw a zombie T-Rex at them.
Yeah.
They're like, you don't want to kill us. It's not me against you.
Or you forgot to level up that rogue, right?
I had
Oh,
a
shit.
player who got killed. He was a cleric, and he got killed by a monster that was like the monster was like absorbing divine energy. Like every time it hit, that's what it went for. Like it was attracted to the cleric. He said, "Why is he targeting me?" I'm like, well, if I tell you, I spoil the surprise, right? Like there's no mystery anymore if I tell you exactly what I'm doing and why. So after the game, he got real pissed off because he died, and I was like, look, you could have ran. You could have let everybody else handle
Good night,
that
Rod.
for you.
Yep.
You know, you
Yeah,
didn't.
Night Rod.
Night, Rob. You didn't have to stay there and go toe to toe with this monster just to prove you were the better. You know, to prove you were best, because this is what he was doing. You know, he's an overconfident, super proud player, and I was like, look, dude, you're running really low on hit points, and you're the cleric. And the group was like, dude, like back up, we'll take care of it. And he just insisted. He died, and it was my fault. And I was like, well,
He should have listened.
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, you know, sure, I put the monster there, but that doesn't mean you had to be the one to get killed by it. You know?
Like my player that went up against the giant, I'm like, you don't have to fight him. You can talk your way out of it if you want.
There's no
Or run away.
Yeah. Well, it was like they was in a coliseum.
Oh,
So yeah.
giant.
you put him in a ring with it.
Yeah, basically, one player went against a Manicore,
I don't know.
and he just got dominated.
I always fight the giant too. Come on, man. You know when you're playing Skyrim and that dumbass giant is walking by, and you have to, man.
You have to try.
Okay,
Then you run and you try to jump up on a rock and try to shoot him.
Right, and he picks up the rock and throws it.
I mean, you say he could have talked his way out, but
He
you
did.
put him in a coliseum.
I know.
It's like putting him in the rest
Well,
of the and
I
saying,
tied it in. I tied it into his backstory. This giant he actually knew.
no.
See, my T-Rex was on the other ship, and then they were like, well, he's on the other ship, and then I jumped to their ship. They're like, well, no, he's on our ship. Yeah, try to talk to a zombie T-Rex. It's not happening. He's spitting out zombies as he's talking to you.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Or like,
Hey, but I want to get back on talking about you took your characters from level 1 to 20.
Oh, yeah.
And how rare that is.
Oh,
And that gets back to my other conversation with hate. We were talking about, trying to do something that people like to watch. And for some reason, people like character builds, and it gets a lot of views, and you get people like coming to the hobby. And we want to do something that's interesting and getting people involved. And I'm just not keen on it. But the other thing with it is these character builds go to level 20 pretty much. And that doesn't happen hardly ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, are you building a character to go straight to level 10 and you starting off at level 10? What are these character builds are really cool, but you need 20 levels to make it super cool.
So I have a theory on that, right? Like I actually do. I have a theory on that. I think the most fun, Dungeons Dragons is the most fun in lower level play. I think 1 to 5 probably funnest you're ever going to have in Dungeons and Dragons.
You know what?
When you start to get over fifth level, really, by the time you're 7th or 8th level, hell, specifically at 10th level, you're like a god.
You know what? If I may,
5e at 10th level. So
if I may, in 3.5, this is just 3.5 because I haven't run 5 yet.
Yep.
I find the fun levels are between 5 and 10. Not because of the power level, right? Because you're getting magic items here and there. You're boosting your stats, your skills, your feats are all chosen, hopefully wisely.
Yep.
But at that level, you are fighting some of the coolest monsters in the game.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That happens all of them, though.
Go to 18th level or 16th level and fight a beholder, right? Because that's a quintessential encounter, right?
Right.
But between 5th and 10th level, you've got such a variety of cool monsters and encounters, right? There's so many different things you can throw at the party. Like a party of goblins is shit.
Right.
At first level, they're phenomenal.
Right.
At 5th level, they're shit.
Right.
10th level,
Yeah.
you're not even thinking about it. But a party of goblins waiting in the tree, ambushing with fire arrows.
Using tactics. Yeah, right.
Now you have an entirely different encounter. A Hydra is a pretty cool encounter. But now you put that Hydra in water.
Yeah.
That's a wicked encounter.
Yeah.
And it's still within that range of 10th level. So I feel like, that's the magic levels. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get to like 18th level, you're pretty much like the players become murder hobos, and they're just like, oh, it's a red-headed dragon.
Right, it becomes almost impossible for you to challenge them as a DM. So let me ask you that. So you've had a party that's gone through the 20th level.
Sure.
Do you even like playing after 15th level?
Do you like playing after 15?
I would hate it. I would be like, okay, guys, I'm just going home early today. Like I
did, and I'll tell you why. Because
he's a murder hobo.
At that point, the challenges did not dictate the game, right? Like, so it wasn't what I threw at them. It was how it was thrown, and that's when the game really got deep, and the mystery, and they were solving the puzzles. They were putting all those pieces together, and that was, to them, I felt like it was more important.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you too.
That to them, like that drove, because I threw little pieces of the puzzle in at the very beginning, like 3rd level, 5th level, 6th level, for the giant story arc. Because they went on adventures, but I had one big story arc that I was like, I just wrote it out. I'm like, this is what's going to happen, right? Like, they're going to encounter a demon army, right? That was my whole story arc for my game. How are they going to get there? Where are they going to get there? They're going to do all these little things outside of that, but this was the end game, right? They're going to stop a demon army, right? So everything led up to that, and by the time they got there, that they didn't even have to fight the army. Like, we stopped literally when they got to hell. They saw the army saw them. They knew what was going to happen, and that was it. Like, that's where they wanted to stop. They were like, we're good.
Yeah.
And I knew stat wise they were going to win.
Right.
They had every magic item they needed. They had all their skills and feats prepared. They prepped for 20th level. Because I tell my players all the time, when you create a character, I've gotten new players and old players like, oh, my guy's going to be called Stick Butt. That's his name, Stick Butt. He's Stick Butt the Halfling. He likes to fucking jump on people's asses and whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. That sounds funny as hell.
That's great, but think through your character arc.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want your 20th level halfling to be doing?
Yeah.
Like, when you write your John Wick for your character, it's that his name's Stick Butt and he's going to be kicking people in their asses. That's his goal.
Right.
Then people start to think, oh, well, I didn't think about going to 20th level. I'm like, what are you playing for then?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's cool to plan your character out, like the direction you want to take.
All I say is, this is my philosophy, and I use this in business. I use this. I met the president of GE, and he told me this one time, and it stuck with me. He's like, draw a picture of yourself in your mind at the end of your game. Draw yourself in your mind at the end of your game. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you holding? What are you standing with? Who's at your side? Where are you? And that just blew my mind. I was like, nobody thinks like that.
Yeah.
They think here and now. They think, I want the coolest shit right now.
Yeah.
And when you're like 10th level, then it gets boring, because the GMs are like, okay, well, I gave you your +5 Holy Avenger. I gave you your +5 Holy Shield. I gave you your +5 Holy Armor at 6th level. So what does the Paladin have to achieve?
Right.
Nothing. There's nothing for him to gain, because now his magic has defined him. I've told players many times too. They're like, you don't give a lot of magic items out. I'm like, well, that shouldn't define your character.
Yeah, right.
It should enhance your character, like a +5 Holy Avenger for a Paladin. That's quintessential, right?
Yeah.
Should he have it at 10th level? I mean, is that really what defines? So if you met a rust monster or a monster that took all that away, where's your definition? What are you?
Who are you? I think, okay, so I actually think that one of the best things that 5e brought to the game was actually the inclusion of background character flaw. I actually think that forced players to actually think about their character, as a role, as like, something that they're acting out. Because before that, background was something cool that you could have. 5e actually built it into the rule book. And that, I think that was one of the best things that 5e did, for that and advantage. I'm going to say advantage. Advantage and inspiration are really awesome mechanics. I'm just saying
they are.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to run this edition. I mean, I'm prepping one for my wife and my son.
Right.
My son's this is going to be his first Dungeons and Dragons game ever, and then I'm prepping one for the guys, like the boys. You know what I'm saying? And they know it's been over 2 years now that they've been like, dude, what the fuck? What's with the rolling and the not rolling? And then like one of my buddies was like, hey, you see what I'm doing right now? I'm not playing D&D.
Exactly.
I'm like, all right, I get it.
And that's my fault. How?
It's like,
You can DM.
I'm like, I get you. But that's the thing. It's like Bill says, dude. Once you GM, if you do a good job, you will never play again. Like,
Oh, I cursed myself.
it's a
Dang,
wrap, dude. It's a wrap. And I've told people, I'm like,
your videos?
say what?
Do your guys watch your the guys you play with? Do they watch your videos?
Me?
No,
Yeah.
not mine.
Okay, so my buddy
No,
Rob.
because I'm like, they would be like, man, put that Gundam down and get studying on that campaign, bud. What are you doing greasing them those RC car wheels? You don't need that.
My buddy Rob.
If you're not painting D&D figures, get it
my
out
buddy,
of here.
my buddy Cabby, we play 40K. We got a bunch of hobbies together, and he's done a couple videos for me, Cabby's Corner videos. He's always like, what you need to do is start painting those fucking miniatures all the time. He's like, oh yeah, I just got the new Space Marines. He's like, what you need to do is fucking paint them. I'm like, all right.
Well, Zero, if you want to send them my way, I can paint them at my work when I got downtime. Might not be the prettiest.
Listen,
Hey, there you go.
listen, you just fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
You just fucked up, dude. Do you see? Have you seen my workbench, cuz? It is miniatures everywhere, son. You know you fucked up, right?
You're gonna pay for the shipping back too, right?
I don't care. Shit, that ain't nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Priority mail that shit, son.
Well,
You know what you can start? You know what, Crit? You know what's a good starting miniature for you?
What's
Since
that?
you're just getting started, I'm going to tell you right now, Zero secret. The best starting miniatures are skeletons.
Is it skeletons? That's what I hear.
They are the best to start with because
You just paint them like bone white and put a wash on them, and you're done. That's what I was saying.
I do a little dry brush there.
And I thought about buying contract paints.
my first commission ever in my life was skeletons. Dude was like, I need a bunch of skeletons. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, I'm gonna buy a bunch. He's like, but I don't know how to paint. I'm like, I'll paint them for you. He paid me like $50, and I painted like 20 skeletons, and it was like 2 hours. I
Right.
did it in 2. I was like, done.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe this is that fucking easy. And I actually looked it up too. I was like, how do I paint skeletons? Because I was like, I never really painted one before. Found it, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'll add some dry brushing highlights. And he was just like,
The only thing easier is like a black pudding or a green slime. Like,
Well, a black pudding, I can just print and be like,
yeah, right.
there we go.
or get yourself some scenery, dude. Your dungeon tiles, because this is a great way to learn how to dry brush. Get some scenery and like this, like the dungeon tile stuff you got.
Is that
Mhm.
Forge?
No, this is Games Workshop.
Okay, Games Workshop.
It's
Got
called the Azurite
Yeah.
Township. But you just, this will teach you how to dry brush, bro. And you can't mess up. It's not like if you mess it up, they'll be like, oh, it's not
There's
up.
a zombie.
it. That's the zombie T-Rex.
Yep.
Hey, just get yourself one of these to start off.
Cujo, I think you might want to plug in your headset again.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I've been wanting to repaint these guys because I can't stand the way they look.
Oh man, it's like,
Look at this. The new,
is that a hag?
Yeah. Looks
Hey, you got it?
yep.
Did you get the kit? The,
No, I just
brick?
ordered it off. This guy, no, I just ordered this one off eBay. It was like $5.
Really?
Yeah. Venom
Because I
Troll.
told you we're gonna get another brick and we'll split them up.
Let's do it.
Well, exchange
How much is the brick?
like $89.
Let's do it.
How many miniatures is in it?
You get eight brick or 8 boxes and 4 in a box.
So when you buy the WizKids ones like that, do you leave them? Do you leave the paint that's on there, or do you?
9 times out of 10, I do. I leave.
Yeah.
I just look. I got a fiendish T-Rex. Like I said, I want to repaint the shit out of this because it's ugly as hell. But I mean, I just leave it because
Yeah.
honestly, it's like a one-time use. It's like fiendish T-Rex, and then there you go. It's like
Yeah, for me, it's getting unique pieces. They're already painted, and it's kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna put these ones aside. I don't have to paint these. I already have all this to paint,
right.
so it just gets me more miniatures that are already painted, and
Yep.
Right.
there. And anything that comes out in their painted line now, if you wait long enough, it'll come out in the unpainted line.
Yeah.
So if you can hang on. But
Chaos Demon Prince.
I like to get a brick on each. Like the Eberron thing's coming out next. I've already got it in my cart. I'm about to buy that. They have an airship, which I'll have.
Yeah, of course you
If
will.
you guys have seen it, I put a link in the Discord channel, but there is a Kickstarter going on right now. And the guy's doing like 3D print files for huge airships. And I mean,
Oh no!
like,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
dude, these things are phenomenal looking, man. I'm willing to go in on it with somebody just to get one of those fucking.
The file.
Yeah, dude, they were nice looking, man. There's different kinds. There's elven, there's humans, there's dwarf. I mean, I know there's like a whole storyline and all this other stuff, but I really don't. I mean, shit.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Files, you can share across with each other. If we go half.
I didn't know much about Eberron, and when I played 3.5, I didn't get into Eberron. I kind of just stayed away from it.
Yeah.
And
Eberron was 40, I thought, right? Wasn't?
No, yeah, I think it did come out 40.
No, I thought it was.
Eberron was 3.5 as well.
Oh, 3.5.
Yeah,
it came out.
I thought so.
Let me go get the book. Hang on.
Yeah,
and so
right. Kevin Baker, Ken Baker, something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I bought the book, and then I've seen so much on it, and I started, getting some background on it. I don't know if I would run it or not.
Yeah.
It all depends on if I get enough players that want to play it.
Yeah.
But after really getting into it, I'm like, that could be a cool change, just for a little bit.
It's like steampunk, it's got that feel to it. I gotta tell you though, man, I hate the Warforged. I just hate it.
Yeah.
Really? Why?
So
the what lords?
The Warforged.
The Warforged. The Warforged. Yeah. I'll tell you a little bit about the Warforged.
2004, guys, is when it came out.
Yeah,
first came out.
That's
so 3.
Yeah, this is
3.5.
I told you my rules as far as you can only multi-class once, and we're in Faerun, so you can't pick Eberron, pick Warforged or anything like that.
Right.
And I gave this to the guys in our Discord group. I said, okay, go on. Everybody's got a link. They can come on and make a character. And maybe if one day we play online, we'll all play. And if Hate's listening, he's probably sweating right now. Because as soon as he says, okay, cool, I can make a Warforged? I said, no. I said no Eberron. He's like, but I can make a Warforged, right? I said, no. And then he's like, I'm making a Warforged, you know that, right? I'm like, I said, damn it, make a friggin' Warforged. All right, whatever. You're making a Warforged. So we got a Warforged in Faerun. I don't know how it got there, but it's there.
Yeah, it was a dimension door that opened up, and right.
So yeah, he named it Johnny 5.
Nice.
And
well, you got a cleric that doesn't heal.
Well, is he a cleric?
No, that's me. I'm the cleric.
Oh yeah. You're the cleric that didn't take any healing spells.
Nope, I got none.
Wow.
I'm a force cleric. I'm a force cleric.
Hey, I'm DMing the game, so you got a cleric that doesn't heal. I mean, that's up to you guys.
I'm damaged.
Now I know that.
Wait.
Yeah, Zero. That's your cleric there, buddy.
Make a cleric that doesn't heal. Why would you do that?
Because I'm a dwarf.
Why wouldn't you just not make a?
And I'm a forge, and I work in a forge.
You what?
I'm a dwarf, and I work in a forge. So
why didn't you not just make a fighter? Wait. You're the worst cleric ever.
Well, no, I fighter. The cleric that doesn't heal is just a fighter.
But wait, because he has cleric stats and abilities, he's a shitty fighter.
Don't throw the dwarf.
You know what? It sounds like the best character ever, JD. I'm telling you, flawed character.
It sounds like he's a blacksmith.
Yeah, that's basically what I am. I'm a blacksmith.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a bunch of heroes and a blacksmith going on an adventure.
At 10th level, he's gonna be like, I really shouldn't be.
I can't.
Yeah. Going through Tomb of Horrors. I'm like, oh fuck, what did I sign up for?
Oh yeah, by the way, we're going through Tomb of Horrors, so.
Oh fuck! Really?
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about Cujo, that Tomb of Annihilations, that box set, the one you gave me the Juggernaut from,
Yeah.
that has, those are all Jungles of Chult style stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what that module is for, right? Like Jungles of Chult?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get that.
What?
Bill, do you want to join us
Tomb of
in this
Annihilation.
campaign?
You mean the campaign book?
I don't know.
I might get the campaign book, but I might get the box set of the game just to get all those minis.
You can be the healer.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah, it sounds actually. Yeah, you know what I should.
I'm not using all of mine.
Yeah.
I can like I'm not using the fire newts that came in that set. I'm not using what else? There's a few other things in there. I don't have it all in front of me. But I'm trying to think if it'd be worth it for you. I mean, hang on, I just shook the camera. Hang on, let me turn my light on so you can see.
Yeah, I think we should all just sit down and pick a day that when we can, and just try to go from there on the campaign.
Oh,
all right.
Bill, if you join our Discord server, I thought that Cujo could set you up with the link and you could create a character and join us.
Hell yeah!
That's all right with him.
If you're offering me the chance to play and not DM, like I told you earlier, I'm free. So yeah. And
You can't play a Warforged.
No, I won't. I'll play a cleric because it sounds.
damn it! He said it twice.
So yeah. Right.
So we'll have the healing cleric. We got the blacksmith cleric. We're set.
Wait.
I can duplicate items.
Cujo, can I play a forged warrior? See what I did there?
I'm gonna play a monk turtle, and I'll be a teenage ninja.
Ever since I saw the turtles, I've been wanting to do that so bad.
That's actually Monk is already a good class. So
yeah.
Bill, you need to join the Discord, man.
I will. I absolutely will. Yeah.
We have honestly, like, we shoot ideas off of each other and stuff, and it's like we're always active with each other on here,
right.
posting it stuff.
I just shoot, bang bang.
Yeah, it's like, oh man. So when are we gonna get this game up and running?
You can get on the January Dice Challenge if you do it now.
Nice.
Right now, get on the Dice Tower Challenge.
Nice.
Because it'll be just you and me.
No, it's also Quinn.
No, those were already built.
Yeah.
No, he built that. I saw the video.
I know.
He built it for the dice challenge.
No, he didn't build it for the challenge.
He didn't.
He said in the video he did. Videos don't lie.
If you heard it on YouTube, it's got to be true.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, because YouTube's owned by Google.
Yeah.
Juju.
Yes.
It's Juju.
All right, guys, I gotta jump, man.
Okay.
This has actually been great.
Anytime, man. Jump on with us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna find you guys in the Discord, and one of you is gonna DM me through something. So yeah.
Cujo.
Hit me on the DMs, bro. Hit me on the DMs.
Nice.
Yeah. I sent the link in one of the emails too. So
Yeah. I got it. So
sweet.
All right, brother.
Oh, hate
right.
says we're all gonna die.
No, more like the Forge is going to die. Wait, if I'm a Forge cleric, that means I got to fix him.
If you have a cleric no healing, everybody's gonna die.
exactly.
Well, I can fix him. He's metal.
All right, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Bill.
All right, thanks again, Bill.
Take it easy, brother.
Bill is
Cool guy.
awesome.
I like him.
Yeah, he's
He's cool.
a great guy. Oh yeah.
But yeah, on that box set, I mean, it is only $50 for all those miniatures, and I took the plunge and got it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was thinking about this purple Acerak.
Yeah, I like that guy. I like the
sweet.
Yeah,
I don't need it.
Oh, Yeah.
So it's like
send it.
It's like, but it just like you got that Juggernaut, right? So I mean, you're going to get another one of those, and you're really not going to have to run two of them. That's what I was thinking. That's why I gave you one.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm not going to run two of them against the party. You're going to have them in a corridor. Most of the time when you see one of those, you're going to be in a long corridor, and all of a sudden this thing's going to come out. And it's going to be running.
About doing with that, honestly, I was thinking about having a chamber, like a room, like they're going to come down a corridor into a chamber. They're going to see all these faces along the walls, like engraved in the stone, like they do in the in those type of ziggurats and stuff. And those faces are actually the juggernauts in their space. And there's going to be just a platform and a bowl, like a giant bowl, that they're going to be able to, you know what I mean? The juggernauts do their thing. That's where they do their thing. This huge bowl, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to give the players a little bit of more room to run. Not as cliche as a normal encounter with a juggernaut, but the juggernauts are going to be more maneuverable than they would normally be. So they're going to still have to.
Yeah, if you don't mind getting a second one of those, I mean, yeah, go ahead and get it. I mean, I got it for that purpose.
Yeah.
I already had a couple of these that bump and camber. Some of these, what do you call them? Yanti Blood Guard, whatever. They're like like a mutation.
Oh, okay.
And basically, I already had a couple of them from like the WizKid pre-painted, and I know that the box set came with like 3 more, so I'm painting those.
Did you buy the game?
Yeah, the board game. It's like $50, and you get all the miniatures.
Creative. If you're thinking about adding miniatures to your collection, the best way to do it is Wrath of Ashardalon, Ravenloft, the Challenger Dritz and True Annihilation. Get those box sets, because for that money, you're buying what those box sets, those bricks. You're getting most of the miniatures in those bricks for literally almost $1 a piece.
And I'll tell you what. On top of that, because they're around $50-$55 for the unpainted. You can get them for cheaper sometimes, some of the older sets now, but in general, they're about $55 for quite a long time, and then they go down after that. But if you can afford it, when you know they're coming out, if it's a good set and it's got great miniatures in it, $100 is usually where that threshold is. All the miniatures that are in there are pre-painted. They're all ready to go. If you don't want to paint, you don't feel like you're at that level, and you just want to, hey, I want all these pieces ready to go. Dungeon of the Mad Mage was like excellent right out of the box. I mean, it came with a Death Tyrant. It came with a really cool Hollister Black Cloak. It came with like 3 zombie beholders, all pre-painted. And they actually did a real good job on some of these. They're doing a lot better with their painting. But yeah, on the cheap, $50. Sometimes you can get them even cheaper on the older sets. Mm-hmm. But on some of the newer sets that are going to be coming out, like the last one was Dungeon of the Mad Mage, but this next, I don't know what the next new set's going to be, but you got to kind of, I always, whenever they're going to come out, I always try to see what's in the box. I'm trying to say, okay, what are the miniatures? What are you getting? Is it worth getting the extra money to just buy them pre-painted? Because,
like I said, if you go to if you go to Barnes & Noble, Wrath of Ashardalon and Ravenloft are still there on the average. And if you're a book member club, you can get a 20% off coupon. You're buying that box set for $30, $40, and you're getting all those miniatures, and you're getting skeletons. You're getting generic miniatures, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're getting...
Oh, yeah, they're good.
You're filling up your
collection. So that's a lot less I would have to 3D print.
Yep.
Hey, these Reaper ogres that I'm working on. This is like a typical ogre, what I think an ogre should look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a beastie guy.
Yeah.
These are the ogres I've had to deal with since then. Is a Warhammer ogres.
Yeah.
That's all I have. I've got 3 of them.
Not bad looking, though.
One's got a big old horn he's blowing. I'm like, this is, it's army.
Yeah.
So it's like,
they used to call
I've had these 3 big beastly metal miniatures, and I'm like, these are my ogres, and I'm like, I hate that they look like, number one, they're in the military and they're all armored up, and they're not what I would think an ogre is supposed to look like. So I'm finally got some ogres going on. Happy about that. Happy to get them start getting painted.
I don't like that, like, throughout the years, because I've collected a ton of ogres from Chainmail, Games Workshop, all different kinds, and like,
I don't like the new ones.
They're just so inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just like, one ogre looks tall and he's got like big head and the nose, and then the other one's like fat and short, and it's like, come on, man, let's get a consistency going. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought, maybe I'll get the new Warhammer set with the ogres. I looked at the box. I'm like, they look ugly, and they're kind of it's not a good looking model.
Oh,
They're not
Ogre
good.
It's the new Ogre Kingdom guys, or Bone, whatever they're called now. I can't remember.
Yeah, I just don't like them. Like right now, I'm gonna get that skeleton box, the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I like their the way they're armored up, and pretty cool. One's like got a skeleton head that's busted open, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the ghouls too.
Yeah, the new models are just they're
But what's that thing that one guy's riding in that ghoul set? The start collecting.
that's their version of a nightmare.
Okay.
It's like a spectral steed. You know what I'm saying?
It looked like a
What?
wyvern or something.
Okay. You're talking about
it's got wings and
that's called a is it called something gassed? It's basically like a skeleton, like a undead dragon.
really.
Yeah, or undead wyvern actually, undead wyvern. Because it looks just like the one that the orc's riding. It's just without no skin. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
Like
could I use it? What can I use it for? If
You can use it as
like,
a Dracolich,
or a zombie dragon?
a zombie wyvern, or zombie dragon. Yeah,
Does it have front arms? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Because a wyvern typically wouldn't have front arms, I don't
Right.
think.
Hang on 1 second. Let me take a look.
Because I didn't know if it was worth it, because I wanted to get some ghouls. I don't necessarily need the ghoul set. And I started going, well, I don't know if I need to spend the starter set, because then you're going to get less ghouls, but then you get this cool centerpiece, I didn't know what it was. I knew it was probably a zombie something or another. But the way they called it, I'm like, I don't know what that would be in D&D.
So I'm looking at the board games right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
The assault on the giant ones, they're actually not up to scale, are they?
No, you don't want that one.
Okay.
And you probably don't want the elemental evil one either. It's okay, but you probably don't. That'd be the lowest on your list to get.
Yeah, it's $45 right
Yeah,
now.
no, it's a wyvern because his wings are his front arms.
Okay, that's why he had him all the way on the ground.
Yeah, see, he looks
Okay.
he's almost posed exactly like the orc one, just without no skin. You know what I'm saying?
I just didn't really. It didn't come to me that the miniature didn't like stick out to me like I like that a lot.
I think compared to what it used to be.
Oh yeah, 100, yeah.
Are you guys-
Not compared to what it used to be.
Yeah. Are you guys looking at it for a bit longer?
I don't know.
What time is it?
It's almost midnight.
I gotta take my dog to the doctor's in the morning.
I was gonna say it's almost 3.
Yeah.
Or 3 hours anyway. We've been on.
Yeah. But I'm looking. Okay, so Castle Ravenloft and Wrath
Be right back.
of Ashelon are like $47, $48 on Amazon right now. So for $100, I get like 100 minis, basically.
I don't know if there's 50. Is there 50 minis in there?
Let me check.
There's a bunch.
I
I don't have those sets. I've got Tomb of Annihilation.
Mhm.
I've got
That was 50 too.
yeah, Tomb of Annihilation is right around 50. I think that's what I got it for. And then I have Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and I think that's it.
Are they the same sculpts as the official minis too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're the same ones you get pre-painted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, Tomb of Annihilation, Dungeon of the Mad Mage is 62. Oh, I'm guessing
Because that's the newest set, so it's going to hold its value a little bit more.
Yeah.
Until the next one comes out.
I'm guessing
My phone is about to die.
Yeah.
You're about to lose me. I'm at 1%.
Well, you go ahead and go. I might one of my videos might be one of these boxes.
Cool.
But yeah.
Yeah, look at what's best. The Dritz looks pretty cool. I think one of them's got the best one I like has got the Dracolich in it. I like that the best. It's not Rash for Shardlon. It's either I think it's either Legend with Dritz or it's Ravenloft.
Dracolich is. Oh, wait, there's no picture of the minis on here.
Yeah, you have to look around. You'll find it.
Okay.
Look at a different website.
Okay. There's a Dritz. Yeah. Here's the minis for Dritz. Oh, that has a demon. The guy with the whip. Whatever he's called. Oh Lord, or just has some trolls, rats. Okay, yeah, I know what I'm gonna get. But yeah, I know what one you're talking about because I've seen it before too. But yeah, but I think I lost you, Cujo. Sweet. So, okay, so let's see. This here is. Yep, we lost Cujo. Well, Cujo, if you're watching, good night, brother. And thank you for joining. Tuning of the Underdark. I don't know. A lot of these. Let's see here. Let's Google this. Being. Well, yep, it died. All right. Well, Cujo, thanks again for joining, man. It was a blast having you. It's always a blast having you, man.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good, brother. I'm about ready to call it a night.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I said, no, you're good, brother. I'm about ready to call it a night, too.
No worries. Yeah, so I had to go take care of some laundry.
Yeah, I know how that is. But yeah, Castle Ravenloft has the Draco Lich.
Yeah, it has Dracolich. It has Vlad
Mm-hmm.
or Strahd. Sorry, it has Strahd. So I mean, like I said, dude, if you join the book club, right? Join the Barnes and Noble book club.
Is it free?
Yep,
Okay.
it's free to join. Or you may have to renew it. It might cost you a little bit. You may have to renew it, but and just wait. Every once in a while, they'll throw a 20% off coupon. You can do it either online or you can do it at the store. And you can buy those box sets for next to nothing and just bolster your miniature collection. You know what I'm saying? Like I have all those miniatures, but from different sets because they were all released in different types of sets, you know. But that's just, it's all collected in one place. You got them all right there. You got to paint them if you want to paint them, but they're done. You're done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking like, okay, so like through my work, Cujo says that's his favorite. But like through my work, I get like if I earn so many points, I get gift cards, like $10 gift cards.
There you go.
So like right now, I have enough to at least to get 2 of them. Right now, if I want to.
You could get one of each and boom, you're done.
Yeah.
There was a third one. It was called something Dritz. It was something the Underdark, and it came with a ton of dark elves or drow.
I saw that one.
And like Loth demons.
Legends of the Underdark or whatever.
That's it. Yeah. There were 3 games that they had released during 4th edition. They were shitty games, but the miniatures were worth the value of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when those games came out, they were all $100 a piece.
Tyrants of the Underdark.
That's it. And again, I mean, just the value of the minis alone is worth it.
Yeah, because like the minis, you get them for about what, $1 a piece?
Probably, right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
All right. Well, like I said, there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, guys.
Yep.
Bill, thanks for joining. Cujo, thanks for joining. Everybody that watch, thanks again for stopping by. I know it's not Friday night, but I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow night.
Yeah, I won't be available either. So
yeah,
hopefully, you know, I got to say we did have a good conversation, but the next one, yeah, like I said before, you got that list, send it out to us beforehand so we could all, you know what I'm saying? We can do our homework and then we can all have.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to sit down and work on the list tomorrow and send it out. And man, if Bill, honestly, between all you guys, it was my pleasure, bud. Thank you for coming and stopping by.
For sure.
Between all you guys, I have learned a lot. Every week, I'm always learning something.
You're gonna learn more, brother.
And you know what? I'm game for it.
Me too. I'm good.
If you roll a 20, it's a critical. That's right, Cujo.
All right, guys. Zero's out.
And, well, Cujo already said it for me, so thanks again for joining, guys.